Bryan High School. It's the 15th annual Lady Bear Holiday Classic here on BMU TV and Q96.5. I'm Chris Malenga. Alongside me is Jim Funderburg. And Jim, we're at the consolation game tonight, which features the Paulding Lady Panthers versus the Apaches of Fairview.
Should be a pretty interesting ball game tonight, Chris. I think the most important thing in my mind right now is Paulding is wearing white. How's that, huh? For an old guy with bad eyes and maroon jerseys with blue numbers and trim on it, to have them in white this evening with the maroon numbers I'm expecting when they take the warm-ups off, that makes it really nice. But you know what, I'll tell you what, this could be a really good basketball game between these two teams.
Absolutely.
Paulding came out last night. They started playing extremely well against Stryker, but then really the Lady Panthers from Stryker just basically took over, got hot, and ran away from them as the night went on. They won that one 69-48.
Well, the beginning of that game, at the end of the first quarter, Paulding actually led that game 15-12. And then from there out, they outscored them 57-33.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how you...
all kind of went downhill.
That's
when
right,
it started
absolutely.
rolling that direction, things went south. And that'll be the interesting part of the equation for game number 2 tonight. But in game number 1, I think you got a basketball team in Paulding. First of all, when you take a look at at what they did last night, they had a number of kids that got to play. A number of kids that really scored and got minutes and got points, meaningful minutes. For Fairview, really it comes down to just a matter of a handful of young ladies who are going to play tonight. And most importantly, in the Schroeder and Wagner girls, who led the way last night with 14 and 13 apiece. But the unfortunate thing for both of them was, boy, that second half, the defense that came out of Stryker just put the locks on them. They only got 2 points each in the entire second half after scoring 11 and 14.
Well, Coach Grosjean said that the Bears just really had to key on those two players, and they exactly that, 4 points between them. For Paulding in the first game, they had 2 scores in double figures, where it was Audrey Mans and Cassidy Posey. I mean, double figures, 12 apiece. When you get 12 apiece out of 2 girls, you expect you're going to win a ball game. Yep. The next one down had 9, so you expect when you put up that kind of performance that you're going to win a game. But that Stryker was just a buzzsaw yesterday.
You know, the thing that it's going to be interesting in both these games. You've got a situation here where Fairview has only a couple players, and they're going to have to carry their team the rest of the night. In the case of Stryker, they really do have a couple of really solid players. I think as a whole, Bryan has more players, maybe can wear them down a little bit and stay in that ball game in game number 2, but both games kind of similar that way. Fairview's going to depend on a couple of their ladies to carry them the whole way for all 4 quarters. Paulding's going to come out, toss the ball around, spread the points around, try to be in the game with a mixed bag of half a dozen people that score, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, 12. And for Stryker, we know what Stryker has. They've got a couple young ladies that can just come out here, and Miss Grimm and Dorman, and they both each night can come out and put 20 up on you. Yep. And that's going to be the key for the ball game of the second one. But this consolation game, I always wonder about consolation games. How much do they really matter? They're not conference games. They don't count for anything.
Right.
They're, as they used to say, kissing your sister, okay, in the good old days. But, it's a ball game that you're going to come out and play. It's a ball game that you'd like to be able to get that losing taste out of your mouth if you're either one of these coaches, so that when 2018 does turn over and the calendar flips in a day or two, you're starting everything off again on a positive note.
With that, let's take our first time out of the broadcast. We'll be back after this on BMU and Q96.5. Back out at Bryan High School. It's the Lady Bear Holiday Classic consolation game. Fairview at Paulding here on BMU and Q96.5. And Jim Funderburg and Chris Malenga along with you. And Jim, this should be a good basketball game.
Yeah, I think so. I think these two teams will match up extremely well. Paulding a little bit bigger as far as size and bulk. So they're going to go down and pound that glass like they tried to do last night. But there's decent size on the other side of that court as well, as we saw with Mercedes Wagner and Kendra Schrader last night. They are not afraid to go down, bang that thing on that glass as well. And so it should be a very good ball game. Should be a couple of teams that are pretty evenly matched. We kind of guessed that first game to be about what it was yesterday with Stryker and Paulding, and they lived up to our expectations. and that second game we thought would be closer, and it definitely was. So I guess if you had to give the tip of the hat to one of these two teams as being maybe the prohibitive favorite coming to this ball game, I think I'd lean a little bit more towards Fairview over Paulding. Coming into the ball game, Fairview comes in now at 5-5 on the season. Paulding comes in at 2-8 after the ball games last night. So a 500 club against a 2-8 club. Steve, and you do have a situation where you've got a decent ball team coming in here to play some basketball on both sides, though, and they're teams that I think both think they can come in and win tonight. I think both of them are coming on this floor tonight thinking, you know what, we're better than those guys. We're going to make this thing happen tonight.
I'm curious to see how many points Mercedes Wagner and Kendra Schrader have. I wonder if that's a one-time thing where they're going to do so well, or if it's something that that's the two, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, you know, I'll tell you, when you look at what they did last year, what they were doing right now, it's a little more maybe than what they normally average, but it's pretty much in their wheelhouse to be able to do. And if you can do that, obviously, against a team like Stryker, I would have to think that gave them just a little bit of confidence. The only downside of the whole thing was that they did it all in the first half.
Right.
I mean, as you said,
right.
Got off to a great first quarter. Then things started to leak a little bit in the second quarter. And by the time the third quarter rolled around, neither one of those two really could find the ocean with either hand at that moment. You know, they really only 2 points through 2 quarters in the second half after having double digits, both of them, in the first half. So they've got to be looking at themselves in the mirror last night and saying, gosh, man, if we just had a little better second half, you know, maybe we'd be doing the championship game tonight rather than this consolation game. You know?
I wonder if Paulding was able to scout a little bit last night and see the changes that Bryan made in the second half to really contain those two.
Sure, I would think so. I'm sure they all had a little shot. Stryker hung around and watched the entire basketball game. I'm sure Paulding was here the same way, taking a look at what was going on last evening. That's kind of the way things go. You don't put them on a bus for one game, you put them on a bus for the day. And yesterday, especially with that entire day where they spent here with the JV tournament and then the varsity tournament, and then they turn around and do basically the same thing today. This is home for a couple of days, so while you're at home, if you got a coach around you, you know what they're going to do. They're going to let you have a little bit of fun, but they're going to put you to work most of the time. And I'm sure that's what both coaches did. And I would expect that these two teams are going to be ready for one another here tonight. Plus the fact that, it's not like they're strangers. I mean, Fairview and Paulding play quite a bit of basketball together.
Right. Brianna Townley and Cassidy Posey for Paulding are no slouches underneath either.
No, I was very impressed with those young ladies last night. I thought they had a very good game plan. The game were very aggressive on the boards. Again, it just got to a situation where they had some troubles there late in that ball game trying to be able to make some things happen, and it just kind of wore themselves out a little bit. I was also impressed with Audrey Manns and also Kaylin Hale. They didn't do a bad job, I thought, controlling the basketball and trying to work that offense. But again, just not quite enough talent to be able to turn that thing into a victory last night.
All right, well, we're about ready to get this one underway. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll have the first half action here on BMU TV and Q96.5.
The holiday season is very special this year at Bryan Ford Lincoln. We're back in our new space, and it feels really good, and I'd love for you to come out and walk through it with us. There are some tremendous deals going on now for model year clearance. The 2017s are reduced. 2018s already have tremendous rebates. And we have a great selection of pre-owned vehicles that aren't just about Fords and Lincolns. But most of all, I want to say best wishes for the Christmas season and all good happiness in 2018.
This is my story.
I'm a mother of 3, a wife, and a CAD operator. I earned my degree in mechanical engineering technologies. Now I have a career doing exactly what I studied. I learned more, now I earn more.
At Krill Funeral Service, we are professionals with the sincere desire to reward every family who have placed their trust and confidence in us by being attentive to every detail, displaying the highest level of courtesy and compassion, and providing the greatest measure of respect for their wishes. As remembrance planners, our goal is to help families find joy in the way they choose to remember, honor, and celebrate the wonderful life of their loved one. Krill Funeral Service. We are experts at helping hearts heal. They say there is strength in numbers. In Bryan, we have always taken pride in supporting our Golden Bear student athletes in all of their sporting endeavors. The Bryan Athletic Boosters now have a chance for you to get into the game. If you're Bryan proud, it's time to become Bryan strong. Whether you were a BHS athlete, are raising a BHS athlete, or just love supporting our Bryan High School athlete, this is your chance to be part of the BHS sporting community. Talk to any board member today on how easy it is to join, or contact us at 419-636-4536.
Tonight's broadcast of Golden Bear Sports is proudly streamed by BMU Cable and High-Speed Internet. BMU is your hometown local provider for digital HD cable and high-speed internet. Call BMU today at 419-633-6100 or visit us on the web at cityofbryan.net. Go Bears from all of us at BMU.
Back out here on the consolation game of the Lady Bear Holiday Classic. It's Fairview at Paulding. Let's send it down to our public address announcer for the starting lineups.
In order to make tonight's contest as enjoyable as possible, please represent your school and community in a positive and respectful manner. That means follow the rules, speak the net responsibly, and show courtesy and respect for your fellow fans, the officials and coaches, the administration and authority figures, and of course your team and opponents. Let's make tonight's contest great, and remember your sportsmanship is a reflection of your character. Number 35, senior Allison Vetter. Number 4, junior Carly Wendling. Number 14, senior Kendra Schrader. Number 20, junior Mercedes Wagner. And number 34, sophomore Riley Mueller. The Apaches are coached by Michelle Wilson and assisted by Allison O'Neill Ciolik and Nikki Bryan. And now for the home team on the scoreboard, the Paulding Panthers. 5'7" senior, number 20, Audrey Mans. A 5'9" senior, number 22, Kaylin Hale. A 5'6" sophomore, number 43, Sydney McCullough. A 5'11" junior, number 45, Brianna Townley. And a 5'11" senior, number 55, Cassidy Posey. The Panthers are coached by Mr. Gus Davis, assisted by Joel Parrott and J.C. Carr.
There we go, your starting lineups.
Well, you know, we've had a couple of one change already. We changed Allison Vetter from number 3 from last night to 35 tonight.
Yeah, I was wondering what was going on with that. I'm like, who's 35?
So we had done one bit of change here tonight for the ladies from Fairview, but that will be the starting 5 here at this point in time tonight. We've got a situation going on right tonight, but it should be a good ball game. We're looking forward to it. It's the consolation game here on BMU and Q96.5 FM. And it should be a whole lot of fun tonight to watch this basketball game. Standing in the center circle right now, Audrey Mans, or number 20, Mercedes Wagner for the Fairview Lady Apaches, and she is jumping against Brianna Townley. And the tip is controlled by Townley, but it's controlled over to Fairview, and it will be Fairview's basketball. They'll go inside and then kick the ball back outside. As there was no shot, they tried to go right into Schrader at the low post, but a double team down there slowed everything down. So they're back out in their weave and trying to make some things happen. Ball goes outside to Wendling. Wendling over to the left side to Schrader. Back outside to Schrader, Wendling straight on, no shot, and they're being very patient to get this thing going right now. Wagner inside, kicks the ball outside. First shot of the evening is taken by Allison Vetter. It won't go down, and the rebound comes off to Brianna Townley. And just like that, Paulding has the basketball, still 0-0, just underway, as the main stop scoreboard shows everything scoreless. Jump ball situation down on the Paulding end, and the arrow pointing towards the Lady Paulding Panthers, so it will stay with them. And it is going to be a fun night tonight, Chris. Chris Malenga, Jim Funderburg here to do basketball for you in this contest tonight. Ball gets kicked and goes out of bounds off the knee of one of the Fairview players. It'll stay with Paulding on their end. 7:01 to play, just underway. Good to have you with us here on a Friday night. Hard to believe, Chris, the days and nights have not been good.
Yeah.
Inbound pass comes out into the corner to McCullough. She tries to kick it into Townley. It gets kicked away instead and picked up by Fairview, and they're in a hurry on the other way. Stop, set everything up. It's Wendling with the basketball. Gives it over to Schrader. Schrader back to Wendling, working at the top of the key. Down to the right corner, and driving the baseline comes Schrader. She loses the basketball, but it goes off the leg of Brianna Townley and will remain with the Fairview Apaches. So both these two teams having a hard time finding any spot to take a good shot here early. Ball gets inbounds to Wendling. Straight on top of the key to Schrader. Schrader goes in the middle, but the ball stripped away from Mercedes Wagner. And Paulding has the basketball again, and then the turnover as Wagner takes it back. She'll drive off the glass and in. So Wagner had it taken away once. She got it back and made him pay for it, Chris.
I'll tell you what, she's not only a good post player, she also does a great job on the defensive end.
Really does. Brianna Townley is getting double teamed right at the midcourt stripe. Ball's on the floor right now. We have a pile of young ladies on it. And the ball comes up in possession with Fairview. And they will have this basketball as both teams having a hard time really controlling the ball here early on.
Early on, 3 turnovers for Paulding, just 1 for Fairview.
6:11 to play here in the opening quarter, 2-0 right now. And that is Fairview's lead here early. Ball gets passed back out towards Kendra Schroeder, and the ball gets knocked out of bounds. It will be Fairview basketball on their end with 6:02 here to play in the opening quarter. Inbounds from Wagner. She'll give it to Carly Wendling. And Wendling will give it right back to Wagner. Everybody's spread out along this floor. And then they're trying to run cutters to the bucket, but the ball just basically working slowly around the circle right at this point in time, the arc, as they'll go towards the left right now to Schrader. Schrader will take the jumper. No good. Rebound comes off to Audrey Manns of Paulding. And they'll have the basketball. Again, both these teams kind of cold tonight. They kind of reflect the weather that's going on outside.
Absolutely.
2-0 right now. It's Fairview's lead as we're almost 2.5 minutes in this first half. Kick pass down into the right corner, and the jump shot this time falls for Brianna Townley, and we tie this at 2. So Townley with a nice touch here from about 10 feet on the right corner.
Nice job getting her open and just finding her.
Fairview with the basketball. They'll feed to the post and then kick back out front. The jump shot's not good by Kendra Schrader, and the rebound comes off to Paulding. Paulding quickly up to Audrey Mann. She'll take her time now, slow things down, kicks it to the corner to Kaylin Hale, then across court. And again, the young lady that's the most active out there, Mercedes Wagner, almost comes up with a steal. Instead, Paulding 5-on-4. Jump shot short by Brianna Townley, and Fairview there to collect the rebound. And that was Allison Vetter. Down to the quarter goes the ball to Riley Meador, and that one goes in. So Mealer with her first bucket here of the afternoon. And the ball down on the floor, and Fairview's in touch with it. Paulding inbounds. There was a little confusion. All of a sudden, it was rolling around the stripe right at the volleyball line. Fairview able to pick it back up and put it home, but it's 6-2 now. Fairview on top of the main stop scoreboard about midway through quarter number 1.
They were just careless there.
Very careless, no doubt about that. McCullough with the basketball. She's working on the right wing. Over to the left wing. And the jump shot after the dribble right at the top of the key will be a little bit short by Mercedes Wagner. And we'll head the other direction. A blocking foul. As Kendra Schrader trying to drive the lane, the foul will go against, I believe, Sydney McCullough. McCullough picks up her very first foul here. It will be a shooting foul as Schrader was driving. When she was fouled, she'll go to the free throw line to shoot 2. Just joined us right now. Fairview off to the quick lead here, 6-2, 3:53 to play quarter number 1. First one is up, bounces around, and comes back out. First substitution here of the night is Caitlin Smith for Fairview coming in, and Mercedes Wagner will take a break. And I'll tell you, all the hustling she's done, Chris, in the first 4 minutes probably needs a little bit of a breather.
Absolutely.
Second shot is also short, and the rebound, Brianna Townley for Paulding. So 0 for 2 from the charity stripe for Fairview right now as they're up 6-2. Ball gets kicked down into the corner, then crossed all the way across the other side to Sydney McCullough into the post, and then kicked back out on the left wing. The jump shot is spun around and no good by Audrey Manns, and the rebound comes down to Allison Vetter, and then she's tied up right there in the at the free throw line, and the ball with the arrow pointing towards the Paulding Panthers will stay with the Panthers.
Tell you what, if they could just hit that outside shot, they're doing a good job of getting inside, then kicking it back out. If they could hit that outside shot, that might change Fairview's defense.
Inbounds pass comes down to the corner. The shot's put up by Sydney McCullough, and it's no good, and the rebound comes off long to the Panthers. On the other wing, the jump shot's missed by Kaylin Hale, and this time the rebound comes off the ladies in the gold jerseys, the Fairview basketball team. It comes down to the left wing, and Kendra Schrader makes the jumper from about 5 down along the left baseline. And with the inbounds pass, we've got a foul on Fairview. It'll be a holding call. Schrader gets the bucket, then she gets the foul. That'll be her first. Team fouls for both teams at 1 right now. 3:06 to play now, opening quarter. Fairview now with some token full court pressure as Paulding inbounds on their end. They'll break that pretty easily as McCullough brings it across the timeline. She'll stop and dribble towards the center of the key. Now working right to left, stop, throws to the other direction is Audrey Manns, and she are going to play a little pass here on the top of that circle. Dish goes inside to Cassidy Posey. Posey dribbles around a couple of Fairview players, puts up a shot, misses it, pulls down the rebound, goes back up and gets fouled. So nice job, Chris, to be able to work that baseline, get under the defenders, but missed the easy shot, got fouled on the putback.
Kaylin Smith with that foul. I'm telling you, if you can get her the ball, they can do some things with it.
Posey eyes it and throws this one up, and neither team now having much luck from the charity line as that one hits the front of the iron and comes out. Fairview brings Wagner back into the ball game along with Kendall Baker. So just about a 2-minute rest there for Mercedes Wagner, and this free throw will go in. So we've shot 4 free throws tonight, and Paulding 1 for 2, Fairview 0 for 2. 2:31 to play, 8-3 right now. Fairview on top of Paulding. Jump shot goes off the backboard, catches the iron and comes out by Riley Mueller, and Paulding right there for the rebound. So 1 and done for the Paulding Panthers as they have to get that basketball right back. Or by the Fairview Apaches, I'm sorry. Panthers with a jump shot from outside by Audrey Manns, no good. And again, the backboard cleaned up by the opposition. Fairview long pass, trying to hit Mercedes Wagner. Wagner, who had a little bit of space under the bucket, but the ball kind of wrong-shouldered and it went off her hands and out of bounds. And the pass with the turnover gives the ball back to the Paulding Panthers. 2 minutes exactly to play here, quarter number 1 here. Good to have you in Bryan tonight. It is the Lady Bear Holiday Classic, 15th annual. Paulding look for some space. Both teams playing zone pretty much, 2-1-2, 2-3, and trying to keep the other team from the what they like to do, which is get down on that box. And Sydney McCullough says, okay, pass it around a couple times, let me knock one down, and she does. A 3-pointer makes it 8-6 now with 1.5 minutes to play in the opening quarter.
And if you start doing that, you're going to open up some outside shots and force them to play more of a man defense.
No doubt about that. Both these teams now 3-2, 2-3 basically for the Paulding Panthers as they're trying to keep Fairview off that backboard as well. Ball goes to the right elbow, and a little 15-foot jumper by Mercedes Wagner makes it a 10-6 ball game. And for Wagner now, she has 6 points already in quarter number 1. Talked a little bit about the all-tournament team as the lob pass goes underneath and the lay-in goes in by Cassidy Posey. But I would think Wagner would be one of them that we're going to have to look at there, Chris.
Absolutely.
Drive and the dish, Kendra Schroeder, but the dish goes right into the hands of the Paulding Panthers, and the turnover gives the Panthers the ball back, trailing by 2 with only 40 seconds to play. Got a chance to tie or even go ahead in this first quarter as we're down to just 36 seconds. 3-point shot again by Sydney McCullough. This one's a little bit short, and the rebound comes off to Fairview. So Fairview has the ball with 28 ticks on the first quarter clock. Kick goes up to the right wing. Jump shot's a little bit strong by Schrader. Rebound, though, does come back to Schrader. She dishes off straight out to the center of the court to Carly Wendling, and Wendling knocks down a three from just beyond the top of the key. And with 12 seconds left to play here in the quarter, Fairview now with a 13-8 lead.
I tell you what, the way it started out, you didn't think it was going to be this close.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, Paulding started getting things together.
There for a while, I was wondering whether either one of them were going to score.
Yeah.
and then Fairview started to find their range. Audrey Manns brings the ball across the center court, loses the handle that goes out of bounds, and Fairview will have the basketball with 6 seconds left to go to try to add to their lead. Rolls the ball into Carly Wendling, kicks it down into the corner to Riley Mueller. Mueller drives the baseline, then ends up on a little pass inside Allison Vetter. She ends up on the floor as the clock expires, and no shot will be attempted. So we've got one in the books right now. Fairview up 13-8 here on the 15th annual Lady Bear Holiday Classic. On the cue, Jim Futterberg and Chris Malenga. We'll just keep it right here in the break.
Let's take a look at some statistics. Fairview was 6 of 11 from the field. Paulding just 3 of 10. Fairview and Paulding each had 1 3-pointer. They were each 1 of 3. And free throws, as you mentioned, 0 of 2 for Fairview, 1 of 2 for Paulding. Each team had 7 rebounds, and nobody really in foul trouble. Paulding with 5 turnovers, Fairview with 2 turnovers. Your scores leading the way, Mercedes Wagner for Fairview, and a tie between Sydney McCullough and Cassidy Posey for Paulding.
Thank you to our sponsors here for this evening. On the radio side, newcomer Schaefer Spanker and Bryan, Amerimaid Realty, American Family Insurance, Starks Heating and Cooling, Thiel Supply, Fair Auto Repair, the Fairview Athletic Boosters, Stryker Boosters, Willis Electric, Stryker Youth Store, and Lamberson Packaging Solutions. And on the cable side tonight, Bryan Ford, Northwest State Community College, Krill Funeral Home and Crematory, Bryan Athletic Boosters, Darrow Shirkey Ford, Overland Turnbull Crematory, and BMU Streaming. And BMU is doing all of our production work tonight, and a big shout out to the guys down in the truck tonight. KB and Big E doing business down in the truck this evening, and we couldn't do it without them. First shot of the second quarter is a jumper that goes up from Allison Vetter, and Vetter leaves that one short because she not only was fouled on the arm, I think she got poked in the eye.
Sydney McCullough picks up foul number 2.
Vetter will go to the free throw line to shoot a pair. First one is up and catches absolutely nothing but cords. Nice job by Vetter, her first point here of the evening, and it stretches the lead on the main stop scoreboard to 14-8. Puts the ball on the floor, dribbles once, and fires again. And much like the Stryker ladies last night, that one just caught nothing but cords. 15-8 now, as Paulding now finding some stiff pressure in the backcourt. And the strip by Mercedes Wagner. Wagner goes to the rim. She stripped Sydney McCullough, and McCullough got back at her with the foul. It will be on the floor, common foul. And
that's 3 on McCullough.
Wow, that's 3 already, yeah. So you're going to make a change right now as Sadie Esto will come in. And with that, we have a timeout, a full timeout called, and we'll take it with them. It is 15-8, Fairview on top here on the Q.
It's been said a million times, there's nothing in the world more important than family. We understand that at Oberlin Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory. Our entire staff is like family to us. They are some of the most caring, thoughtful, and dedicated people in our industry. In fact, our newest members are part of my family. When the time comes for your family to say goodbye, remember our family, Oberlin Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, in Bryan, Sherwood, West Unity, and Hamilton.
Back here at Bryan High School, Jim Futterberg along with Chris Malenga, and we're in the consolation round here of the Girls Holiday Classic, sponsored by Image Pro Group. And Fairview about to inbounds underneath their bucket. They'll go right to Mercedes Wagner. Wagner with no place to go, so she'll dribble it back out to the top of the key, hand it off to Carly Wendling. Wendling left hand, then right hand, then kicks it to the right corner, then back down inside on the low post to the kick out. Dribble comes into the lane by Kendra Schrader. She misses that shot, and the rebound comes off to Paulding. Audrey Manns with the basketball. She brings it to the front court. Gives it off to Brianna Townley, and the ball gets kicked out of bounds. It'll go back to Fairview. So too many turnovers and too many miscues here early for Paulding, Chris.
Yeah, absolutely, and they just didn't handle that press the last couple of times down either.
Not at all. Carly Wendling will bring the basketball into the front court here for Fairview. She'll dish it down to the left corner. Schrader gives it right back out to Wendling. She's at the top of the key down the right side, and they'll see what they can do down there. Back outside the three-point arc. She said she stepped inside Riley Mealer. Mealer was down to that right corner, took one step in front of that three-point line, and then buried the jumper. Rebound comes off to Mercedes Wagner as they steal the inbounds pass. Shot goes up, no good. Rebound again by Mealer. And Fairview will reset with 6.5 to play here in the second period. Mealer deadly down to that right corner, but now they're starting to get a little more attention on her down to that side.
Yeah, absolutely.
Down to the left block to Allison Vetter. And then back outside in the jump shot for three from Kendra Schrader.
What I've noticed today is Mercedes Wagner's playing a little bit further out than she did last night. She played closer to the basket last night. Now she's playing out more towards the foul line.
Fairview pressures the inbounds pass. It causes another turnover by Paulding, so they have the ball back with 6:08 to play and a 12-point lead, 20-8.
9 turnovers for Paulding now.
Yeah, it's been a really rough first half. After starting that first quarter last night so strong against Stryker, tonight they're just having all kinds of difficulties. Down to that right corner again. And this time it's taken away from them by Paulding, and they have the basketball. Bring into the front court. Fairview doing a good job with their pressure defense, and the throw back to Asia Arellana that goes over her head and goes out of bounds, and the turnover again gives Fairview the basketball. 20-8 now. The Fairview Apaches are up with 5:40 to play here in the first half. Jump shot from the almost straight on is a little bit short, and on the rebound we have a whistle and a foul, and it will go against, I believe, Mercedes Wagner, number 20. Wagner with her second now.
Nope, just her first.
Up, just her first. Yep. That's 3 now on Fairview as the inbounds pass again contested. Full court zone press coming by Fairview, and I'll tell you what, they are just all over this basketball right now. Ball goes to Cassidy Posey. Posey tries to dribble into the lane and into the basket, and turns it over.
She traveled she had to take an extra step to get around the defender, and
they are just giving her no space to breathe right at this point in time here early. Down to the right corner, Mealer with a jumper, no good, but she gets her own rebound. Hands it off to Carly Wendling. She'll kick left corner to Schrader. Ball goes into the lane as Allison Vetter gets a shot off, and she's fouled. And the foul will go on Asia Arellana, and that will be number 1 on Arellana. 4 now on Paulding. And the free throws being shot by Allison Vetter. The first one up and good. Vetter now with 3 on the night. Second foul shot coming. And it's also good. So Vetter now with 4 points on the night. And the lead stretches to 22-8. Fairview on top of Paulding here on the main stop scoreboard. Again, that full court pressure causes a pipe to crack, and the ball gets thrown out of bounds, and the turnover goes back to Fairview. So really Paulding, Chris, not even able to get into the front court here all that often in quarter number 2 to even set up their offense.
Just a swarming press defense.
Wendling will take the jump shot. It'll be a little bit too tall. Schrader right there with the putback, no good. Wendling again with the rebound. So they've taken 2 shots, gotten 3 rebounds. Kicks it into the quarter. Now they'll bring it down inside to Wagner. They'll play pass just a little bit. Wagner with the turnaround, and it gets blocked out of bounds by Cassidy Posey. They're setting Wagner down on one of the blocks, preferably for her, the left block, and then trying to feed her the ball down there.
Yep, and if not, they kick it out and making the shot.
Worked pretty well so far early. Jump shot from that right corner, and again, Kendra Schrader says, I like this spot over here. And with that, the Paulding basketball team needs some time out to talk about things. They're up 24-8 here on the Main Stop scoreboard here on the Q 96.5 FM.
Hey there, I'm Dieter Held with Darryl Shirkey Ford Lincoln in Montpelier, Ohio. Here to tell you a little bit about the 2018 Ford Escape lease specials that we have going on this month. This 2018 White Gold Escape SE comes equipped with 4-wheel drive, Bluetooth, heated seats, and a reverse backup camera. Best of all, this 2018 Escape lease special comes in as low as $249 a month here at Williams County's #1 volume leader, Darryl Shirkey Ford Lincoln.
Paulding will try to inbounds this one and maybe get it in the front court this time, but again, that full court trapping press by Fairview has been deadly, and Paulding this time does break the press. They'll get into the front court here and have the option to take a shot. Jump shot is up and no good by 32 Arilana, but the putback was after the rebound by Cassidy Posey. Makes it now a 24-10 ball game. 4 minutes to play opening quarter, or second quarter here in the consolation game. Ball gets kicked down to Schrader and then knocked off of her knee and out of bounds. No, they'll call a foul. Ball did get hit, knocked off the knee of Schrader and out of bounds, but they claimed that number 20, basically, Audrey Manns with the foul. Kick to the left side, jump shot. Oh, takes a friendly roll and bounce for Riley Mueller. And kind of hit, looked like it was coming back out. A little backspin, went right on in. So 26-10 now. As Mueller has 8 on the night. And a little traveling call will go against Arilana, as she really wasn't sure where she was going to go with the ball, whether she was going to pass it or dribble it. Made that decision to pass and then ran out of real estate and dragged that last foot. So the turnover gives the ball to Fairview again. Jump shot from the left side, no good for Wagner, but the rebound comes off to Fairview and the putback is good. And that's Olivia Rasisa that knocked that in. Inbounds pass is stolen by Fairview. Kick back outside to the left wing, and the jump shot is good for Schrader, and all of a sudden, Fairview's hitting everything. For Schrader, that's 7. Now they're up 20, 30-10 here in the second quarter. Again, full court pressure as they're not really turning off the water faucet at all of the Paulding Panthers, as this one gets thrown out of bounds again, so the turnover gives the ball right back to Fairview, and it's almost like Fairview's playing a half-court game here tonight, Chris.
15 turnovers for Paulding.
Boy, I'll tell you what. That's a tough way to get this ball game started. 3 minutes to go here in the first half. 20-point deficit here for the Paulding Panthers, as Fairview has kind of come out with this one saying that they don't want to be the loser tonight. They lost last night. They want to win tonight and go home and kind of enjoy that New Year's Eve holiday with a win in the consolation game here in Bryan. Wide open guy underneath is Kendra Schrader, but the pass was a little errant. She's able to save it to Riley Mueller, and Fairview will keep it. So even when they do make a mistake, they do have the ability to figure things out. Rasisi kicks it inside to Mueller. Mueller a little deeper into the right corner, goes out to Baker. Baker misses the shot, and Paulding finally rebounds. And without a dead ball situation, they're able to get the ball into the front court with relative ease. McCullough back out on that floor. She'll feed it over on the right wing to Manns, and Manns will respond with a three-point shot. That's the first 3 for the night for Manns, and it cuts the deficit to 17 now, 30-13. Baker loses the handle to Sydney McCullough, and the takeaway gives the Paulding Panthers maybe a little bit of life with 1:44 to play here in the opening half.
They certainly picked up their defensive intensity.
Arilano gives the ball to Posey. Posey drives to the rim, leaves it a little bit short. The rebound comes off to the ladies in gold. The Fairview basketball team brings it up in the front court. Jump shot by Baker is no good. Rebound spot for, picked up by Sadie Estel. And Paulding with the rebound of the ball with 1:20 to go. Down 17, 30-13 on the main stop scoreboard. Jump shot from the left wing, no good by Manns, and the rebound off to Fairview. They're running. Wagner Grabs the pass, ducks under the hands of Sydney McCullough, who has 3 personal fouls, and lays it in. And for Wagner, that's 8 on the evening. They have 3 ladies that are approaching that 8-point scoring level already here in the first half. Paulding gets a jump shot from way downtown. It's no good. Estel on the rebound and the putback. And that will be her first points of the night, 32-15. Fairview brings it down the lane. Estel, who just made the shot, draws the foul on 14 Kendra Schrader. And Schrader will get the opportunity to go to the free throw line with 40 seconds left to go here in the opening half.
16 fouls for Paulding.
If you're just joining us here, this is the consolation game here of the ladies tournament in Bryan. We still have Stryker and Bryan coming up after this one, as the first free throw is just a little bit short by Schrader. One of the few things that Fairview really has not done exceptionally here tonight. They have played exceptional defense, that's for sure, and they have 32 points already to show for it here in this opening half.
They're just 4 of 6 from the line.
Second one is good. And they will substitute Riley Collins in for her as we work the remainder of this 40 seconds out with a couple of substitutes here. Caitlin Smith also in the game for Fairview. Paulding brings it to the front court. Dishes out to the right wing to Mans. Back out front to McCullough. McCullough with those 3 fouls, and that's really bad because they need her to be able to kind of help run this offense. And with those 3 fouls, she's been a little bit limited. Jump shot goes up and no good by Brianna Townley, but the rebound comes off to Estel, and she lays it back in. So just like that, Sadie Estel, who has come in a reserve role tonight, has the last 4 points here for the Paulding Panthers. 5 seconds to play in the first half. 3, 2, 1. Will Fairview get it off? Yes, they do. Jumper of the buzzer would have been good if it had gone, but it was a little bit short by Rucia, and that'll do it. First half is done. Main Stop scoreboard has the Fairview Lady Apaches up 33-17 here on the Q and BMU TV.
The holiday season is very special this year at Bryan Ford Lincoln. We're back in our new space and it feels really good, and I'd love for you to come out and walk through it with us. There are some tremendous deals going on now for model year clearance. The 2017s are reduced, 2018s already have tremendous rebates, and we have a great selection of pre-owned vehicles that aren't just about Fords and Lincolns. But most of all, I want to say best wishes for the Christmas season and all good happiness in 2018.
This is my story.
I'm a mother of 3, a wife, and a cat operator. I earned my degree in mechanical engineering technologies. Now I have a career doing exactly what I studied. I learned more, now I earn more.
At Krill Funeral Service, we are professionals with the sincere desire to reward every family who have placed their trust and confidence in us by being attentive to every detail, displaying the highest level of courtesy and compassion, and providing the greatest measure of respect for their wishes. As remembrance planners, our goal is to help families find joy in the way they choose to remember, honor, and celebrate the wonderful life of their loved one. Krill Funeral Service, we are experts at helping hearts heal.
They say there is strength in numbers. In Bryan, we have always taken pride in supporting our Golden Bear student athletes in all of their sporting endeavors. The Bryan Athletic Boosters now have a chance for you to get into the game. If you're Bryan proud, it's time to become Bryan strong. Whether you were a BHS athlete, are raising a BHS athlete, or just love supporting our Bryan High School athlete, this is your chance to be part of the BHS sporting community. Talk to any board member today on how easy it is to join, or contact us at 419-636-4536.
Hey there, I'm Dieter Held with Darryl Shirkey Ford Lincoln in Montpelier, Ohio. Here to tell you a little bit about the 2018 Ford Escape lease specials that we have going on this month. This 2018 White Gold Escape SE comes equipped with 4-wheel drive, Bluetooth, heated seats, and a reverse backup camera. Best of all, this 2018 Escape lease special comes in as low as $249 a month here at Williams County's #1 volume leader, Darryl Shirkey Ford Lincoln.
It's been said a million times, there's nothing in the world more important than family. We understand that at Oberlin Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory. Our entire staff is like family to us. They are some of the most caring, thoughtful, and dedicated people in our industry. In fact, our newest members are part of my family. When the time comes for your family to say goodbye, remember our family, Oberlin Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory in Bryan, Sherwood, West Unity, and Hamilton.
Tonight's broadcast of Golden Bear Sports is proudly streamed by BMU Cable and high-speed internet. BMU is your hometown local provider for digital HD cable and high-speed internet. Call BMU today at 419-633-6100 or visit us on the web at cityofbryan.net. Go Bears from all of us at BMU.
Halftime of the consolation game here on BMU and the Q96.5. Chris Maling and Jim Funderburg. And boy, this looked like it was going to be closer at the beginning. First teams had a hard time getting going, and then it was a pretty close game. And then all of a sudden, Fairview kind of opened things up.
Well, you know, the one thing that I think is showing right at this point in time, Fairview really locked Paulding down with some full court press, and they really don't have a guard at this point in time that can handle that much pressure at this juncture. And credit to Fairview and their ladies. They've done a wonderful job. The Apaches doing a good job against the Panthers here early on, and the turnovers have just been miserable for the Paulding and their guys right now, and I think Fairview obviously takes advantage of that, and obviously when you're trapping and zone pressing, and you've got four of your folks in the front court, and you do take the ball away, guess what? All of a sudden, you almost automatically have a 2-on-1 situation somewhere for an easy bucket, and the next thing you know, it's stretched out to a 20-point lead, and then a little bit over that, and then now I give Paulding credit. They've hung in there, and they've cut it down to a 16-point deficit here at the half.
Taking a look at some statistics for them, Paulding went 7 of 19 from the floor. That's 37%. They were 35% from inside the arc. They were 2 of 5 for 40% outside the arc, and 1 of 2 from the foul line. They had 14 rebounds and 15 turnovers. Leading scorer is Cassidy Posey with 5 points. She was 2 of 4 from the field and 1 of 2 from the line. Sadie Estel has 4 points. She is 2 of 2 from the field. Audrey Mann's 1 of 6 from the field. She got a 3-pointer though with 3 points. Sydney McCullough 1 of 2 from the field. That is a 3-pointer as well. Brianna Townley 1 of 3 from the field for 2 points. And there you go. That's all for Paulding. Taking a look the other way for Fairview. Fairview as a team shot 43% from the field. They were 13 of 30. They were 11 of 22 for 50% from 2 inside the arc, 2 of 8 from outside the arc for 25%, and 5 of 8 for 62.5% from the foul line. They had 14 rebounds and only 4 turnovers. Leading the way, Kendra Schrader with 10 points. She is 4 of 8 from the field, 3 of 6 from inside the arc, 1 of 2 from 3, and 1 of 4 from the foul line. Mercedes Wagner has 8 points. She's 4 of 6 from the field. Riley Mealer, 6 points, 3 of 7 from the field. Allison Vetter with 4 points, all from the foul line. She's 4 of 4 perfect from the line. Harley Wendling is 1 of 3 from the field with 3 points, and Olivia Recisa 1 of 2 from the field for 2 points.
There you go. It's pretty simple, pretty easy. If you're going to change things and get back into this consolation game in the second half, you got to take care of the basketball a little bit better. If you're the lady from Paulding, and if you're the ladies from Fairview, you like how things are going just fine right now, and you'd love to see it continue. And I would be very surprised if they didn't come out again and pressure that ball to open everything up in the third quarter. Shep the Jet Dangler's getting everything stretched out for game number 2 down there. He's got the hammies all stretched out, and he's working on the glutes and the pecs right at this point in time, so he'll be ready to hoist that banner and get the crowd revved up. With that, it's halftime. Why don't we step away and pay some bills here? You're listening to the 15th Annual Holiday Classic here from Bryan High School on the Q and on BMU TV. And we're back here to Bryan just to get ready to go with the third quarter, and the Paulding Panthers will have the basketball. They'll head right to left here on your radio dial, and they'll go back to the original 5 that they started in Manshale, McCullough, Townley, and Posey. And for Fairview, it'll be Vetter, Wendling, Schrader, Wagner, and Mealer as we get things going here. 33-17 if you just tuned in. Paulding trailing the Fairview Apaches, and the bounce pass going towards Brianna Townley gets intercepted by Fairview. And to open things up, we opened kind of the way that we ended there in that first half, a turnover by Paulding. Lob pass goes down inside and tipped away from Allison Vetter. it will remain with the Fairview Apaches. They'll inbounds underneath their bucket. Just underway, quarter number 3. Lob pass comes inside to Mercedes Wagner, and Wagner is fouled as Paulding trying to give her as little space as they possibly can. And Wagner tumbles to the floor here at the gym at the Golden Bears arena.
Cassidy Posey is the foul, her first, team first.
That's the one thing outside of Sydney McCullough, nobody really in any kind of foul trouble, Chris, if I remember right.
Yep, she has
with
3,
right?
Yep.
Basketball in the hands of Carly Wendling, and she'll give the ball over to Wagner. Wagner looks and then lets loose of it, and right into the hands of Sydney McCullough. McCullough tries to dribble down the floor, but Wagner cuts her off. But the ball will stay with Paulding. Down inside the lane, jump shot no good. Brianna Townley, rebound and putback for the, I think, Kaylin Hale. Nope, it was 45. It was Brianna Townley that got it. Hale kept it alive, and Townley then tipped it back in. And Fairview right away calls a timeout. I don't know, you got a turnover already, but then you did give up a basket. I guess that's the reason that you got to talk things over, Chris.
Yeah, that one down there was kind of weird because Mercedes Wagner was trying to find her girl, and her girl went one way, and she went the other way to pass, and it was a perfect opportunity for Paulding to steal that one. You know, taking a look at the stats comparison, 16 turnovers for Paulding as opposed to Fairview's 5. So Fairview's really taking care of the basketball, and I got to believe that a lot of those turnovers are because of that press defense they were running early on.
No doubt about that. I mean, Paulding just did not have an answer for that press. All right, it will be Fairview basketball in front of their bench as they will inbounds after the timeout. And coming over to inbounds the basketball is Riley Mealer. Mealer looks and finds Carly Wendling coming to her. She kicks it real quick to Schrader. Schrader at the top of the key will give it back to Wendling. Now they'll work towards the right corner. Riley Mealer with the basketball on the right wing. She's got a Paulding Panther right in her face. She puts the ball on the floor, dribbles to the baseline, takes a jump shot, kind of an errant shot, and the ball comes back to Paulding. That was Posey that came up with it. On the other end, they feed the ball down the left block, and a reach-in foul will go against 34, Riley Mealer.
That'll be her first.
So Paulding will inbounds underneath their bucket with a chance to cut this 14-point lead. 33-19, just underway here, quarter number 3, and Wagner will take a seat, and Caitlin Smith will take her spot on the floor. Ball goes into the left corner. Jump shot by Mans is too wide, but Townley there with the rebound and the putback, no good. But the rebound comes off to Cassidy Posey. She misses that one. All of a sudden, now Paulding controlling the backboard, and Posey is fouled as she puts it back up. Her first shot a little too strong. It came off to Audrey Mans. Hers was strong. And then Posey pulled it back in, and on the way back up, she was fouled. So
Mealer picked up foul number 2.
2 quick fouls. Fairview coach not real happy with everything at this point in time as the first free throw by Posey goes in. Posey now was 6 on the night, and the lead now cut to 13. A second shot up, a little too hard. The rebound comes off to Allison Vetter of Fairview. And now Paulding go to put together a little full court pressure, and that causes a turnover as the ball gets thrown away from Kendra Schrader and out of bounds. And just like that, Paulding has the opportunity to cut this down to an 11-point, and with a 3-point shot, even a 10-point lead, 33-20 now on the main stop scoreboards here as we open up quarter number 3. Cross-court pass goes over to 55 Cassidy Posey. She waits for one of the Fairview ladies to clear and then lays it in, so 33-22. And here comes the full court press. Trap press for the Paulding Lady Panthers, and they take the ball away again. Jump shot from 3. McCullough spins around and goes out. Rebound is fought for, and the foul, I think, will go against Fairview.
Caitlin Smith.
I'll tell you what, Chris, that one was just about down 3/4 of the way through the court when it decided to spin right back on out. So it will be Paulding basketball underneath their bucket. Ball comes into Posey. She'll kick it back outside to McCullough, then back down to the corner, and they try to feed it back into Posey, and the ball gets tapped away by Smith, who saw it coming. So it will be Paulding basketball. Inbounds comes right in the middle of the lane to 22 Kaylin Hale, and she misses an easy shot. And the rebound goes off for her and out of bounds. It'll be Fairview basketball. Boy, you can't ask for much more than that on an inbounds pass.
Nope.
She was standing 5 feet away from the bucket, just straight on, and missed that shot. 5:36 to play, quarter number 3, 33-22. Fairview on top by 11 as the ball gets kicked down into the left corner. Jump shot's no good, and the rebound fought for and controlled by Cassidy Posey. Good job by Paulding. All of a sudden, one and done now for Fairview, and they were so hot in that first half, They have yet to score here to open up quarter number 3. And Paulding now seems to find their way. Mans from that same spot that she had one rim out, drops one through, and just like that, the lead goes under double digits as it's 33-25. So Paulding doing a good job to open up the third quarter. The inbounds pass will draw the foul number 4 on Sydney McCullough, though, as she was putting the pressure on in the backcourt, trying to pressure Kendra Schrader, and she knocked Schrader down. And for McCullough, that is 4. And I'm not sure, but Paulding's just going to have to leave her on the floor because I don't think they have anybody that they can replace her with, really.
Gus Davis, I don't know what he said at halftime, but he's really made some changes here.
Got him wound up just a little bit, didn't they, huh? Caitlin Smith in on the exchange here as a couple players come in, and as Olivia Rasicia comes in as well for Fairview. Bounce pass goes into the lane, and Rasicia, the young lady we're talking about, wasn't looking for it. Bounce right past her into the hands of Paulding. So Paulding with the basketball, and they've opened up the third quarter extremely warm. Jump shot after the dribble on the left wing, bounces around and comes out, and Fairview comes up the rebound. Townley with the miss. Fairview with the rebound, and almost a double dribble. I would have to go along with the coach. Schrader kicks it down to the corner, then gets it back from Smith. Out front to Rasicia. Ball goes over to Carly Wendling, who feeds Wagner. Wagner drives, has the ball knocked away, and a late whistle on Kaylin Hale. Looked like she had a pretty decent block there, but at the very end, the whistle on the shot will send Wagner to the free throw line. Wagner also ended up in a pile on the floor, so it must have been a body shot basically after she got all ball. It will send Wagner to the free throw line. First shot's up and good. So that is the first point of the third quarter, and it breaks a major string there by Paulding as they opened up this third quarter on fire, and Wagner hits 1 out of 2, and the rebound comes off to Brianna Townley, and Paulding has the basketball down by 9, 34-25 on the main stop scoreboard with 4 minutes to play here in the third quarter. It's been as many as 22. Three-point jump shot for Mans, and all of a sudden, young Miss Mans, Audrey Mans, has decided that she's found a liking to the rims here in Bryan. All by themselves. On the other end, though, Caitlin Smith got behind everybody. She missed the lay-in. Wagner comes down with a clean-up rebound, and she gets fouled on the putback. I'll tell you what, you couldn't have asked for much more than that, as Caitlin Smith released early and was all by herself in the backcourt. They threw the ball to her. Kind of got cross-footed a little bit on the lay-in, left it a little short, but Wagner was there to pick it back up. She misses the free throw, and the rebound comes off to Paulding. So it's an 8-point game here with 3:26 to play in the quarter number 3. Jalen Parrott in the game for Paulding. Shot goes up and no good, but it's rebounded by Brianna Townley, and Townley puts it right back in, and again, it's a 6-point game, and Fairview wants a timeout. Why don't we take one with them? 36-30, Fairview on top here on the Q and BMU TV.
The holiday season is very special this year at Bryan Ford Lincoln. We're back in our new space, and it feels really good, and I'd love for you to come out and walk through it with us. There are some tremendous deals going on now for model year clearance. The 2017s are reduced. 2018s already have tremendous rebates, and we have a great selection of pre-owned vehicles that aren't just about Fords and Lincolns. But most of all, I want to say best wishes for the Christmas season and all good happiness in 2018.
At Krill Funeral Service, we are professionals with the sincere desire to reward every family who have placed their trust and confidence in us by being attentive to every detail, displaying the highest level of courtesy and compassion, and providing the greatest measure of respect for their wishes. As remembrance planners, Our goal is to help families find joy in the way they choose to remember, honor, and celebrate the wonderful life of their loved one. Krill Funeral Service, we are experts at helping hearts.
33-17.
Wow.
We're back.
Back here in Bryan, it was halftime. It was 33-17. Right now it's 36-30, so only 3 points scored by Fairview here 5 minutes into this third quarter, compared to 13 here for Paulding. So they've made a ball game out of it here in quarter number 3. As they have the basketball, Wagner down the lane, dishes to the right side, off the rim and in for Caitlin Smith. Smith eyed that one up and this time found the box on that glass. And now full court pressure in the jump ball situation between Wagner and Brianna Townley, and the arrow pointing Fairview's way. So the turnover on the very suffocating defense here gives Fairview an opportunity to make this a double-digit lead here again.
Paulding with 17 turnovers.
Wendling with a jumper from 3 from the right wing, and they do exactly that. They're going to say it was a 2-pointer, not a 3. Now they're giving the extra point. I thought she was behind that arc. 41-30 now. That's 6 for Wendling, and another turnover by Paulding, who just having some troubles with that press. When Fairview ratchets it up to the level that they've got it right now, Paulding has a difficult time getting the ball down the floor. Okay, we're going to dig for a little here now. 23 is a new number, Michelle Marshall, in the ball game here for Fairview. As Paulding about to inbounds from underneath their bucket as Fairview turned it back over. Mans from the left corner. This one's spun in and spun out. Rebound is fought for and won by Brianna Townley. Jump shot's no good. Rebound comes off to the Fairview Apaches and then taken away by Mans. Audrey Mann says, nope, that's my basketball. Working down on that right baseline, and she double dribbles. Had a spot, dribbled to that spot, picked up the basketball, then ran out of real estate and decided to dribble that ball one more time, which they don't allow you to do it here in the United States. I think Czechoslovakian basketball, they're allowed to do that, but not here. 2:11 to play, quarter number 3. Wagner with a jump shot, no good. Rebound goes off Paulding, out of bounds, and will stay with Fairview on their end. 2:06 to play here, quarter number 3. Inbounds, comes out back out front to Wendling. She'll kick it over to the left side to Schrader. Schrader down to the corner to Mealer and then back out front. And Schrader makes the jumper from about 12 on the left wing. So 43-30 as Paulding breaks the trap. Mans kicks the ball inside, turned around, hook shot, no good by Cassidy Posey. And we have a whistle on the rebound attempt. And coach from Fairview not real happy with everything.
Michelle Wilson is not a happy person right now.
Not a fan right now, let's just put it that way. Michelle, as we see Estel check in and Cassidy Posey sits down. Sadie Estel had some good minutes in that first half. Inbounds pass headed towards Estel. She lost the handle and then hit the floor. Now we've got a scrum on the floor and the arrow pointing towards Paulding, so they'll keep that basketball. And they'll inbounds underneath their bucket. 1:37 to play, quarter number 3. They trail by 13, 43-30 to Fairview here. Down to the corner, Mans jumper, right side, no good. Rebound, though, does come off to Paulding. Jalen Parrott in the game. Gives it to Estel. She dribbles into the lane, and about an 8-foot jumper goes through. So 43-32. Estel with 6 now on the evening. And on the other end, the ball goes off the knee and out of bounds off of Michelle, Marshall. Just about to write her down and didn't get that done. Michelle Marshall in for Fairview. Inbound pass gets knocked out of bounds, but it's Wagner that is the young lady that knocks it out of bounds as Paulding tries to inbounds under the Fairview basket. Gets the ball into Estel. Estel gets it back over to McCullough, and now they break the full court pressure. Jump shot by number 10, Jalen Parrott goes in.
Nice job by breaking the press there for Paulding.
And on the other end, the long pass goes to Wagner, and Wagner gets tied up by Estel and also Kaylin Hale, with the arrow pointing towards Fairview, so they'll keep the basketball. But you're right, Chris, they broke the press very nicely, and then very quickly Fairview took it the other direction, and Wagner got tied up. Inbound pass is fought for. It's on the floor right now. Everybody's on top of that one. Jump ball situation now will give the ball back to Paulding, as both teams having some moments here where they're kind of playing like I would play out there, I think, right now.
Sloppy basketball.
No doubt about that. Well, I wasn't going to say that. I was just going to say they played like me. How's that? That pretty much sums it up.
Another good press break.
Paulding with a good job breaking the press. And a feed pass goes in underneath Kaylin Hale, but she left it short. Estel's there with the rebound, and on the putback, she's fouled. And a nice job by the young ladies from Paulding right now, being able to crash that board and keep that ball alive. And I'll tell you what, I think Kaylin Hale's going to see that one a couple of times tonight, because she just had a wide open lay-in and just left it a little bit light.
Allison Vetter got the foul.
Estel eyes it from the free throw line and leaves that one short. 43-34 with 34 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. Fairview on top of Paulding, 43-34. Consolation game here at the Golden Bear Holiday Tournament. Estel, boy, had that one bounce all around. Looked like it was bound to go in, and it came back out, and Wagner's there for the rebound. She'll bring it to the front court. Says no press this time, ladies. We're going to get up here and make things happen with 24 ticks left. Backcourt cuts, a beautiful one by Kendra Schrader.
What a nice move.
Allison Vetter found her and put the ball right where it needed to be, and an easy lay-in makes it 45-34. That's 11 now for her tonight.
Two players in double figures for Fairview, both Wagner and Schrader with double figures.
10 seconds. Jump shot's a little bit short by Townley, but the ladies from Paulding keep it alive. And it gets tipped out of bounds with 8/10 of a second left to go, so they'll have an opportunity to inbounds from underneath their bucket. Lob pass goes to Estel, ball gets knocked away, and that'll end quarter number 3. With Fairview on top, 45-34. Here on the Q and BMU TV.
They say there is strength in numbers. In Bryan, we have always taken pride in supporting our Golden Bear student athletes in all of their sporting endeavors. The Bryan Athletic Boosters now have a chance for you to get into the game. If you're Bryan proud, it's time to become Bryan strong. Whether you were a BHS athlete, are raising a BHS athlete, or just love supporting our Bryan High School athlete, this is your chance to be part of the BHS sporting community. Talk to any board member today on how easy it is to join, or contact us at 419-636-4536.
This is my story.
I'm a mother of 3, a wife, and a CAD operator. I earned my degree in mechanical engineering technologies. Now I have a career doing exactly what I studied. I learned more, now I earn more.
And back here at Bryan High School, don't forget Chris Malenga will bring you all the action of the Bryan Stryker game after this one is over for the all the marbles here at the Bryan Holiday Tournament. Chris, that should be a really good ball game.
Should be. Hopefully Bryan can come out and play strong and start quickly and not start as slow. I think if you start slow, like Bryan has tend to do, I think you're going to have some trouble with Stryker. But if you get a good start, we'll see what happens. I think they're very competitive at that point.
No doubt about that. Fairview will open with the basketball here in the fourth quarter. And they'll drive towards the rim and lose the basketball to Brianna Townley. And a really nice job by Paulding all of a sudden, guarding that rim, not letting anybody have a really good look and turning the ball over. So they turned the ball over to open up quarter number 4 here. Fairview does, and Paulding now with an opportunity to bring this thing back down under double digits again. 8 minutes left in this ball game. Can Paulding get back in it and win the consolation game? Wagner sees the lob cast coming down to Sadie Estel and swats it away.
She has good court vision, Jim. She just anticipates where the ball's going to be and just goes after it.
She really does, and a great engine too, man. That motor just keeps on going. That's why I think they bring her out early in these quarters oftentimes, because she'll give you 3 good minutes and then needs a breather. Paulding being patient now, working their basketball around the top of the rim. Out around that 3-point circle, brings it back and now sets everything up. It's McCullough. McCullough with 4 fouls will take the jumper from straight on. It's a little bit short. Saved by Paulding, but it's into the hands of Kendra Schrader of Fairview. So a nice effort by Paulding comes up with no points. And Fairview with a chance now to open things up. Dead straight on 3-point shot, no good, but Wagner pulls down the rebound. Her shot's no good as well, and the rebound comes off to Kaylin Hale from Paulding. Both these teams open up with blanks here to open the fourth and final quarter. Blocking foul will go against Riley Mealer of Fairview as Sydney McCullough trying to get around her.
That's 3 on her.
And you know, McCullough really with those 4 fouls has not left this floor. When she had 3, she stayed out there. Now with 4, she played quite a bit of that third quarter with the 4th foul. And she's in for the duration, obviously. Kick the ball into the hands of Sadie Esto. Jalen Parrott also on the floor right now. Kick goes down to the left corner. Jump shot by Parrott is a little bit short. Rebound is fought for. Picked up by McCullough, and McCullough bounces it off the glass and in. 45-36. So McCullough with 5 points now. 6:08 to play in the ball game. Fairview with the basketball. Jump shot comes from the left wing. No good, but the rebound is saved by Fairview. That was Allison Vetter. Jump shot's no good. Now the ball is on the floor, and we've got a scrum. Jump ball situation, and the possession arrow pointing towards Paulding. So Fairview comes up empty on that possession, and the ball goes back to the Panthers from Paulding. Cassidy Posey will check in. And that means Jalen Parrott will take a seat. Inbounds comes to Townley. Townley gives it right back to McCullough. McCullough brings it into the front court. Crossover dribble. Kicks it down to the left corner to Posey. Back out to McCullough. Now at the free throw line to Mans. And down inside on the left block in the bucket for Brianna Townley.
Nice move there by Townley. That's 8 for her now.
Long pass down to Wagner, who kind of leaked out all by herself down the lane. It was some competition down there eventually, but Wagner with a pretty easy lay in it. It's 47-38, 5:22 to play in the ball game. Fairview again up by 9 here on the main stop scoreboard. Mans with the basketball, kicks it over to the left wing. The jump shot by Hale's no good, but the rebound comes off to McCullough. And McCullough on the putback is fouled. That young lady really does put out an awful lot of effort too. She'd be one that we'd have to consider maybe off of this team as an all-tournament player, Chris, because she's really has been hustling here tonight.
Mealer picks up foul number 4, Jim.
First shot by McCullough is nothing but towards. 47-39 now. That's 6 for McCullough on the night. Wholesale substitutions, we'll kind of keep you up to date on that one just in a minute here. Kendall Baker in for Fairview, and McCullough gets the second one as well. Also on the floor, Olivia Rasisa for Fairview. Rasisa coming in to give Wendland a little breather. Fairview basketball. Paulding now gone back to more of a zone look here again. Kind of a matchup zone as they're playing at this point in time. 4:39 to play. Fairview happy with their 7-point lead to take their time. Backdoor cut. Nice job by Allison Vetter to get an open look and an easy lay-in. And even better little pass down to her to make that one happen by Rasisia.
That's got to be frustrating. You do such a good job playing defense, and then they get a backdoor cut on you like that.
No doubt.
I mean, they had a great job there covering everything.
Townley answers on the other end, and with that, we have a timeout on the floor. 49-42 with 4:18 to play, and we'll just keep this one right here.
This is Golden Bear Basketball on BMU Channel 3, WQCT Bryan, and BryanSports.com. And if you're Coach Wilson, what are you saying right now, Jim?
Well, I think you just have to do exactly what they did the last time. Be patient. Take your time. You've got the lead. You're up 7 right now. So as long as you take care of business, this ball game's in your pocket. There's really nothing that you have to worry about. But it's those turnovers that they all of a sudden were having there in that third quarter that allowed Paulding to get back in the ball game. So I would think that they're going to want to keep the pressure on defensively and take their time a little bit offensively, get a good look.
All right, well, we want to also thank our sponsors bringing you the game tonight on the cable side: Bryan Ford Lincoln, Northwest State Community College, Hill Funeral Home and Crematory, the Bryan Athletic Boosters, Darrow Shirkey Ford, Oberlin Turnbull Funeral Home, and BMU Cable and High-Speed Internet. We'll get you the radio sponsors at our next break.
And the ladies are back out on the basketball floor here, ready to play. Full court pressure again by Paulding. They'll go man-to-man this time. Nobody pressuring the ball. Finally, Kendall Baker does come loose, but as she grabs the basketball, she gets tied up with the arrow pointing their way, so Fairview will maintain the ball. No time off the clock. This time the pass comes into Schrader. Schrader with the long outlet to Wagner. Wagner kind of forces one up, no good, but Rosicia there to pick it up, and then she loses the handle to McCulloch. And McCulloch brings the basketball out close to the midcourt stripe, and Wagner takes a swipe at it, but she's able to maintain her control and get it into the front court. So Paulding with the basketball. Just under 4 to play here. They're down by 7. Long kick pass down into the right corner to Carolina. And the jump shot's no good. The ball goes off the hands, though, of Fairview, and will stay with Paulding as it inbounds right in front of their bench. With 3:45 to play in the game, Estel comes into the game, and they'll bring Jalen Parrott out. Paulding tries to kick the ball down into Estel, and basically Rosicia said no thank you. Quick outlet pass gets all the way down to Wagner, who misses one from on the inside, and the rebound comes off to Sadie Estel. So a nice job by the Lady Panthers from Paulding. They're still in this basketball game. Jump shot no good. Rebound fought for. That's Estel. Hooked up with Allison Vetter. Possession arrow heading towards the Paulding Panthers, so they will maintain possession on their end. 3:16 to play. They're down 7. 49-42 on the main stop scoreboard. Long pass to McCullough. Kicks over to the left wing. Down to Mans. Feeds it inside to Estel. Estel gets hammered down to the low block. And the foul will go against number 12, Rosicia.
It's the 8th team foul, so even if she wasn't shooting, it'd be 1-1, but she was. So she'll get 2.
Estel with 2. I think she missed both the free throws she had the last time she came in. A little more time this time. This one spins in and out. And we may have a lane violation here on Wagner. Got a little bit early.
Maybe it was a 1-1.
Either way, Estel's going to get a shoot at another one. I believe maybe it was just 2, and that was the first one. That's exactly what it was. As she misses this one, and this time Wagner does clean up the board. She's going to bring it all the way to the other end. Lost the handle, but controlled the basketball. Got it to Vetter. Vetter gets it back out to 14 Schrader, and Schrader now kicks over to Wagner on the left wing, and now Fairview ready to take the air out of it a little bit. 2:52 to play in the 4th and final quarter. Fairview has a 7-point lead in the basketball, and they're going to take their time. Paulding's going to have to make something happen. Backdoor cut by Rosicia, and she gets the lay-in with the harm.
Not what you want to do right there.
Nope. And again, it's just that patience. They just keep running their weave, they keep running their picks, they keep moving the ball around, and eventually somebody comes open for an easy lay-in. With that, 2:38 to play in the ball game now, and a 9-point cushion and a free throw coming. And the shot no good, and the rebound, though, comes off to Fairview. Give Allison Vetter a whole lot of props, but then the ball taken away by Estel. So Paulding with the basketball. They've got to come in a hurry. Wendling with a 3-point shot, no good. Estel pulls down the rebound, whistle immediately underneath. And the foul this time will go against Miss Estel for going over the top. So that'll be 2 on Estill. More importantly, it gives the ball back to Fairview. They'll change real quick. Schrader comes out and Wendling comes in.
It also takes away your foul to give. So now the next foul, you're going to have a 1-and-1 situation.
Mueller in, Wagner comes out, so they go a little quicker to try to get this ball in. They'll run a little crossing route here to get the ball in, and they do. And they'll have it in the front court. Baker with the basketball, dribbles, loses the handle at the baseline. And Paulding has it. 2 minutes and 10 seconds to go, but they're desperate now. They're down by 9. Sidney McCullough dribbles up to the top of the key, takes a 3, it's no good. Rebound comes off to Fairview, but a whistle and a walk.
Yep, she was trying to come down with that and maintain possession of it, and she just kind of picked up both feet.
Can't do that, man. I hate that when I pick up both my feet like that. McCullough again, feeds to the right wing. Jump shot goes up, hits the iron, and goes in for Brianna Townley. And an immediate timeout by Fairview to talk things over.
Want to thank our radio sponsors, Newcomer, Schaefer, Spengler, and Branninger, Amerimaid Realty, American Family Insurance, Stark Seating and Cooling, Fuel Supply, Fair Auto Repair, the Fairview Athletic Boosters, Stryker Athletic Boosters, Willis Electric, Stryker U-Store, and the Lamberson Packaging Solutions.
So there you have it, huh?
There you have it.
51-44 with Fairview on top of Paulding right now. Under 2 minutes to play in the basketball game. It's been a good ball game here.
Really. Paulding's made a couple of runs.
They really have, yep. Fairview's kind of run away. They early on looked like they were going to run away and hide, and then they Paulding Panthers are able to fight their way back into this ball game, and right now it is a 7-point cushion. I think the biggest margin of the night's been about 21.
Yep.
And the current margin right now is 7. So you really do have to say that Paulding has done a nice job to stay in this basketball game and keep it competitive.
Last report we had at the 49 Classic, it was halftime in the consolation game. Antwerp 26, Eden 18. We'll work on getting you an updated score as well.
BB Murray will have one of those, I'm sure. Stryker getting ready to come out and warm up as they're in the tunnel at this point in time. The Bryan Lady girls have come out and sat in the bleachers here for a little while. So both teams kind of anxious to get out and do battle here in the championship game tonight. I thought it was fun talking to the coach last night about how important maybe this is to try to not allow Stryker to take advantage of us here on the home court. Fairview beats the press, and now they're going to take the air out of the ball again. Wendling passes the ball across the court to Schrader. Schrader dribbles to the top of the key. Paulding not looking to foul. Schrader cuts a double team, gets the ball on the floor and bounces it off the glass, so it's 53-44 now, and Schrader with 14.
That was such a nice move.
That really was. Left hand put up by Townley's no good. The rebound comes off to Fairview. And then stripped away by Paulding. Kick comes out to Audrey Manns, and the ball goes in for the easy bucket.
Making it interesting.
15
not
is
going away.
Alexis Lamon. Last night it seems we had a couple of bad numbers there from the folks from Paulding, but Lamon's now in the game. She was the one with the steal. Mann's the one with the bucket. And again, it's a 6-point lead.
You know, you have to pick this all-tournament team, and I tell you what, it's going to be a hard pick. You got a couple people you're looking at. You got Audrey Manns has 12 points right now. Brianna Townley has 12 points right now. On the other side, you've got Kendra Schrader with 14 points. You've also got Wagner with 13 points.
Yeah.
Actually, I think Schrader has 16 now. I think they missed that last one by her up on the scoreboard there. But
going to be tough to really, if you're only allowed to pick one from every one of these teams, it's going to be hard to pick off a couple of these teams right now.
Yep, absolutely. So.
In fact, you're going to have a Stryker. You got a couple right now that you know going in with Grimm and Dorman. You know those two are automatics before you ever get started.
Yep. All right.
So here we go. 1:11 to play in the ball game. Fairview to inbounds. Wagner on the run out. They'll hit her in full stride. She hits down the lane and then gets fouled as she tries to put the ball up on the glass. And a good foul, I'd say, by Leah Egner. Egner was behind her. Wagner looked like she was going to have an easy lay-on, but the effort by Egner at least makes her go to the free throw line and earn them. So Wagner at the charity line with a couple. First one goes off the iron. Well, I guess it was 1-and-1. They said she was fouled before she was shooting, and the rebound comes off to Paulding. 1:03 to play as McCullough looks for a shot. Kicks it across court to Bands. Bands feeds it inside, down underneath the Cassidy Posey jump ball situation.
Interesting call there because Riley Mueller came right around her and kind of had her in the headlock as well.
Yeah. And the jump ball will cause the turnover back to Fairview and an immediate foul as that ball gets inbounds. And we'll walk down and shoot free throws now with 54 seconds left to go and a 6-point lead.
That'll be on Mans. That'll be her second.
This first free throw is up and good for Schrader. And Schrader now with 15 points. So again, she and Wagner leading, well, in fact, it's not, yeah, it is Wagner with 13. Schrader hits them both. He has 16, Wagner with 13 now for Fairview tonight. And the turnover gives the ball right back to Fairview, and they're coming in a hurry. Driving and trying to lay it up is Schrader, and she's fouled, so she'll get a chance to go back to that free throw line and stretch this lead just a little bit. 6-point game just a couple of minutes ago, and now it's a 10-point cushion. Thanks to the free throws, but that's kind of how it works coming down the lane like this. Schrader leaves it a little bit short. Paulding obviously has to do anything they can to try to get the ball back, and that includes fouling.
And we're leading in the Holiday Classic 54-33, the 49 Classic, that is.
Schrader gets 1 of 2. 58-47, that's it. Jump shot's a little bit short, and the rebound comes off to Fairview. And that's about going to do it here, as Sydney McCullough missed that shot and an immediate foul. But at this moment, with 35 seconds left and an 11-point deficit, I think it's time to call off the Dogs and just say, okay, we'll be team number 4 here in the tournament tonight. And we'll worry about what we're going to do after that as we head into 2018. Riley Mueller will get a chance to shoot free throws. The first one catches nothing but nets. And here comes her second shot.
That's 9 for her now.
Second one also good. So Mueller hits double digits, and now there are 3 Apaches with double digits next to their name, and I don't think the clock started. Yeah, maybe so. Let's see. Officials talking right in the middle of the court.
Yeah, I don't know what it's about.
And all of a sudden, I mean, as they're bringing the ball up, everything stopped. I believe it's got to be a clock issue because, well, let's see. Yep, they're coming over to talk to the official timekeeper here right now as they're moving that down to 30 seconds.
Yep.
And now Fairview will substitute the entire roster. So 5 new faces come into the Fairview lineup. And this ball game is over with 30 seconds left to play. Paulding going to get a shot or 2. Estel puts up a shot, no good. Putback goes in. And that was scored by Brianna Townley. And with 20 seconds to play in the ball game now, McCullough will pressure but not foul as Fairview gets it into the front court. Jump shot is blocked. Paulding on it the other way, trying to cut it down even further. It's a 9-point game right now. 2 seconds, 1 second. They're not going to get a shot off. They don't. So that'll do it. Ball game's over. Consolation game goes to Fairview, 58-49. And we will have the championship game between Bryan and Stryker coming up shortly right here on Q96.5 FM and Bryan TV.
It's been said a million times, there's nothing in the world more important than family. We understand that at Oberlin Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory. Our entire staff is like family to us. They are some of the most caring, thoughtful, and dedicated people in our industry. In fact, our newest members are part of my family. When the time comes for your family to say goodbye, remember our family, Oberlin Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory in Bryan, Sherwood, West Unity, and Hamilton.
Hey there, I'm Dieter Held with Daryl Shirkey Ford Lincoln in Montpelier, Ohio. Here to tell you a little bit about the 2018 Ford Escape lease specials that we have going on this month. This 2018 White Gold Escape SE comes equipped with four-wheel drive, Bluetooth, heated seats, and a reverse backup camera. Best of all, this 2018 Escape lease special comes in as low as $249 a month here at Williams County's #1 volume leader, Daryl Shirkey Ford Lincoln.
Tonight's broadcast of Golden Bear Sports is proudly streamed by BMU Cable and high-speed internet. BMU is your hometown local provider for digital HD cable and high-speed internet. Call BMU today at 419-633-6100 or visit us on the web at cityofbryan.net. Go Bears from all of us at BMU.
We're back here at Bryan High School. Jim Futterberg along with Chris Malenga as we're casting our ballots right now for the all-tournament team, which will be announced at the end of this contest here tonight, and we're looking forward to that at this point as the Fairview Apaches win the opener tonight, 58-49 over the Paulding Panthers. They take the consolation game tonight, and I think I think it went the way that I expected it to go. The team won that I thought was going to win, and the game was relatively as close as what I expected the two of them to be. It was a pretty good ball game. This is the game, though, we came to see. This is the one you paid your admission for, to see how Stryker and Bryan lock up here in the championship.
Let's take a look at some statistics, though, from that first game. Paulding as a team went 20 of 59 for 34% from the field. They were 35% from the field from inside the arc. They were 30% from outside the arc and 40% from the line. They had 35 total rebounds and 22 turnovers. Leading scorers for Paulding was Brianna Townley with 14 points. She was 7 of 15 from the field. Audrey Manns had 12 points, 4 of 13 from the field. All four of hers were three-pointers. Cassidy Posey had 8 points. She was 3 of 8 from the field. Sydney McCullough, 7 points, 2 of 10 from the field. She was 2 of 2 from the line. Sadie Esto was 3 of 5 for 6 points, and Jalen Parrott 1 of 2 for 2 points, giving them their 49 points. Taking a look, though, for the Fairview Apaches, Fairview had 3 players in double figures. Kendra Schrader, Mercedes Wagner, and Riley Mueller. Schrader ended up with 17, Wagner 13, and Mueller 10. As a team, Fairview shot 45% from the field, 48% from the field from inside the 2-point, or as a two-pointers, 3 of 10 from 3, 11 of 19 for 57% from the foul line. They had 25 total rebounds and 19 turnovers. Schrader was 7 for 11 for 17 points. She was 1 of 2 from the three-point arc and 4 of 8 from the line. Mercedes Wagner, 13 points. She was 6 of 12 from the field, 1 of 4 from the line. Riley Mueller had 10 points, 3 of 8 from the field, 2 of 2 from the line. Carly Wembling, 6 points, 2 of 5 from the field. Allison Better had 6 points. She was 1 of 6 from the field, but a perfect 4 of 4 from the foul line. Olivia Racisa was 2 of 3 from the field with 4 points, and Caitlin Smith 1 of 2 from the field for 2 points.
Wow.
There you have it.
There you go. Good ball game, good consolation game here tonight, and should be an interesting championship game here tonight between the ladies from Bryan and the ladies from Stryker. As far as looking at that, Fairview now goes to 6-5 on the year. Paulding drops to 2-9 on the season here at this point in time. They've got kind of a tough way to go. But the one thing about Fairview. They've not even played a game in the GMC yet. That didn't start till after the first of the year. So in their conference, they've not played at all. Paulding in the NWC are 0-2 as they'll get back into conference play seriously right after the beginning of the year. And it obviously, it always happens that way, Chris. I mean, that's when basketball starts. You get the little break here at the holiday, and then you want your team to be able to play really well from that point on. I talked to Brandon Fisher here tonight. He was down in the concession stand. We chatted a little bit about his Bryan Golden Bears team. Says, you know, a couple breaks here or there, and our records flip-flop pretty much. It's been a tough season, but we played really hard so far. And I said, well, Coach, you know, it's like any other coach. Now's when it gets serious. So, you know, heat it up a little bit through January, and then by the time you hit that first day of February, it's time to go about 7 or 8-0.
Yep.
And that's when you make your money. And he smiled a little bit and said, yeah, can only hope that's exactly what happens. So we wish Coach Fisher and his guys the best as this second half of the season gets underway here in 2018.
Why don't we take a break and we'll take a look at this game as it's going to be Bryan and Stryker doing battle here on BMU TV and Q96.5. Out at the Holiday Classic here at Bryan High School. In the consolation game, it was Fairview defeating Paulding 58-49. And we've got the second game, the nightcap championship game coming up with the Stryker Panthers and Bryan Golden Bears set to do battle. Chris Malanga and Jim Funderburg with you. And Jim, good game in the first game, kind of what we expected, but Paulding did outscore Fairview in the third and fourth quarters to make it a close one.
Well, you know, it really was a tale of two halves there in that ball game, Chris. Yep. Fairview got off to a very good start. And then the next thing you know, Paulding fought their way back into the ball game and made a game of it. And again, consolation games, you never know how they're going to go. I mean, they show up, especially on this level, and somebody's motivated and somebody's not. And then sometimes neither team are motivated, and sometimes they think it's almost like the championship game, and this becomes their championship game, and they'll fight you right down to the end. But this next game, I think, is going to be a ball game that is going to be fun to watch, because you know what Stryker likes to do. They like to come over here and win championships and take hardware home with them. And it was fun to talk to Coach last night after that win, because you know that his idea is to keep that hardware right here this year, be able to put it in his trophy case here at his new high school, and that's exactly what the Bryan Golden Bears are going to try to do here as everything gets going tonight, as they have to play Stryker. But you know, again, they've got their work cut out for them tonight. One of the things I think that's going to have to happen tonight, Chris, if they're going to make this thing work, is they're going to need to have a little more effort and a little more production tonight. Out of Allie Minor. You know, Allie last night really just had one of those quiet games for her. You never can tell. When the one thing that always goes through my mind when you're playing basketball at this time of year, and especially in this year, there have been so many people that have had some illness going on throughout both these high schools, throughout all of Northwest Ohio. I included last week. And I can't imagine if you did go through some of the flu that's been going on last week, let's say even where I'm at right now, these ball games are kind of wearing me out. And I can feel that coming back just a little bit. You feel not quite where you want to be.
Right.
If you're somebody that's got to go out and put in the effort, you know, for 32 minutes up and down the floor, and you have a little bit of a bug, even if it wasn't a full-blown bug, it makes it a little bit more difficult. And you kind of wonder maybe whether some of these young ladies have fought that. And Allie just looked a little sluggish through 3 out of the 4 quarters last night.
Yeah, she did. And, you know, anytime you get a slow start, as Coach Grosjean has said it during our comments post-game, you know, it's sluggish. A sluggish start is not good for the Golden Bears. They need to get out and come out firing on all cylinders. The games they've lost, you know, because they didn't start well. And, you know, last night it didn't hurt them. Yeah. You know, they're able to win that game. But if they start slow, it's not going to work. Stryker, meanwhile, went 45% from the field last night, 22 of 49 shooting. They were 15 of 19 from the foul line and 10 of 21 from the three-point land. And they had 2 players in double figures, and not just double figures, above 20. So Emma Grimm had 26, and Haley Dorman had 20, and both of those girls shot exactly 50% from the field. So you're going to have to slow those two down in order to get anything accomplished tonight, because if they put down 26 and 20 again, you have some tough situation there, because I don't know that Bryan's got anybody that can do that on their side.
Yeah, and again, speaking to numbers, last night Bryan took unofficially 52 shots last night, hit 19 of them. The redeeming factor for them, they were 14 for 17 from the free throw line last night. They did have 8 players score last evening, which was a plus. Allie Miner with 13 and Kennedy Lamberson with 16 last night. So then they had a number of folks that scored 3, 4, 5, 6. That's probably what's going to be their winning formula if they do indeed win tonight, is to try to get 8 or 10 girls on the scoreboard again tonight.
Well, it'll be Stryker and Bryan. We're going to send it down shortly down to our public address announcer, who will provide us with the starting lineups. And Stryker in their blue uniforms with the white trim, white letters and numbers. Meanwhile, the Bryan Golden Bears in their home white uniforms with the purple numbers and purple letters and yellow numbers and purple and gold trim. Again, we talked about the coach for Stryker, 20-year veteran, and probably one of the best coaches in Northwest Ohio, and just a good guy in Steve Brown.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And he'll have his team fired up tonight, ready to go here in the championship game of the holiday tournament here in Bryan. So right now it's just time to kind of turn it over to the PA announcer and then to the ladies to play some basketball tonight.
Dennis Miller and Mr. Jim Troyer. In order to make tonight's contest as enjoyable as possible, please represent your school and community in a positive and respectful manner. Please follow the rules, speak and act responsibly, and show courtesy and respect for your fellow fans, officials and coaches, the administration, and authority figures in the course of your team and opponents. Let's make tonight's contest great. Remember, your sportsmanship is a reflection of your character. Now let's meet the starting lineups. First, visiting teams, Stryker Panthers. Junior, number 1, Brigham Haynes. Junior, number 20, Hannah Stuckey. Senior, number 23, Haley Dorman. Junior, number 24, Emma Quinn. Senior, number 32, Maddie Myers. Steve Brown, Skyler King, Brewer, and Hunter Gardner. And now the starting lineups for the Bryan Golden Bears. Senior, number 2, Sydney Lamberson. Senior, number 22, Allie Miner. Junior, number 24, Bailey Buck. Junior, number 32, Kennedy Lamberson. And junior, number 42, McKenna Cruz. Bears coach coaches like Alan Walker, Kevin Lamberson, and Bob Constantine.
There you have it, the starting lineups for tonight. Pretty much the same thing we saw the other night against Fairview and Paulding.
Yeah, the only thing that's changed here tonight is Stryker's gone to their blues here tonight, and past that, this is going to be a fun game to watch. I'm sure the rotation for Stryker will be very skinny tonight. I'm sure that you're not going to see a lot of people coming off that bench.
They only got 9 dressed, so.
Yep. And hopefully for Bryan, they can wear them down maybe as the ball game goes.
Opening tip goes to Stryker. It's Brittany Haynes bringing it down quickly. On the left side, looking for some help. She finds Maddie Myers outside on the wing, then back over to Haynes. She'll dribble over to Dorman. Dorman on the right side. Dorman runs at some pressure, tosses to Haynes, then lobs it inside to Stuckey. A turnover for Stryker. As Kennedy Lamberson gets in the way of that. Tosses over to Sydney Lamberson, who will bring it over the timeline. Lamberson working on Haynes. Now they'll go right wing to Allie Miner. Miner back out to Lamberson. And Miner will get it and set it back up. Miner working on Grimm. Over to Krupp. Krupp will drive the lane, put up a shot with the right hand, no good. Rebound comes down. to McKenna Grube. And now the Bears will have it again. Sydney Lamberson puts up a shot, no good. That time it comes down to Dorman for Stryker. Haynes will move quickly down the court. Pass is intercepted by Allie Miner, so 2 turnovers for Stryker to start things off. Miner comes herself all the way in, and we're going to get a blocking foul on Brittany Haynes.
Well, that's the one thing if you're Stryker at this point in time, foul trouble would really be a big hurdle to overcome. As you said, over 9 ladies on the bench.
Haynes will sit down with that foul, and Courtney Stewart will come in. And Bryan will inbound under their bench. Here's Grube with it. Over to Lamberson. Lamberson feeds back inside to McKenna Grube. Shot up, no good. Rebound comes down to Dorman. So Haley Dorman with 2 early rebounds for Stryker. Stewart with the basketball to Dorman, top of the key. Dorman will drive, working against Grube. Puts up a shot. And the first points of the ball game go to the Panthers as Stryker at 6:28 remaining. First period of play. Stryker in a little press situation. Just kind of a full court man-to-man, not really a pressure situation. Miner will run it up past Grimm. Looking for some help. Over to Lamberson. Sydney will have the basketball. Sydney works around a screen from Kennedy Lamberson, loses the basketball. Picked up by Krupp. Krupp will drive, pass off to Lamberson, who puts it up and in, and the foul. So Kennedy did a nice job of getting the pass from Sydney, putting it up and taking the foul from Stuckey.
No doubt about that. I think Allie Miner and everybody in a blue jersey wanted a turnover, homing on Miner, and that was a close one.
Kennedy's free throw is up and good, so the Bears take a 3-2 lead with 6:06 remaining. Stryker will inbound. The Bears will put up on a full court press. Well, they're actually trapping it, stolen away by McKenna Grube. Grube will give to Miner. Miner will give over to Lamberson, who puts it up and good, and then we're going to get a foul over the back on the rebound. That'll be on McKenna Grube. Her first. That'll be team first. So Stryker will do it over again.
3 turnovers already from the ladies from Stryker. That's unusual.
They'll get it down and then make the 4th turnover as they're looking for Maddie Myers down deep and just not able to get it to her. They sail it out of bounds.
A little sloppy for the start here for the visitors.
And this is where the Bears need to take advantage. Sydney Lamberson will bring it over to the timeline. Working on the left side. Works around a screen and then a reach-in foul for Haley Dorman.
Dorman kind of cut her off. A good call. There was contact right there at the top of the key, but I think the 3 team fouls now on Stryker has coach saying, man.
Miner with the basketball off the inbound. She'll give to Sydney Lamberson on the right wing. Lamberson out to Grube, top of the key. Now bounce pass over to Krupp. Feet underneath to Kennedy Lamberson, then back out to Grube. Grube will put up the shot and will draw the foul.
Ooh. Again, I think the folks on Stryker thought she took an extra step there before she got that reach in.
That's going to be on number 15, Courtney Stewart. That'll be 1 on her. So 3 fouls now. Actually 4.
Yep, 4 fouls on Stryker, but only 1 apiece for everybody. So that's the important part here early.
Grube will go to the line. First one is up and good. And Grube, a 58% free throw shooter. Checking into the game again is Brittany Haynes for Stryker. Grube's second one is up and good.
Bears 3 for 3 right now for the charity line early.
Another turnover for Stryker as
that's 5 early.
Yep, Miner just takes it away. So Miner working, she'll go right wing over to Kennedy Lamberson. Lamberson will drive, put up a shot, and good. Kennedy Lamberson, and the Bears are up 7-2.
That one got that friendly roll, that spin that got over the iron and fell in.
Kennedy now with 5 points on the night. Stryker will bring it down quickly. He'll drive the lane. And right close to the baseline is Stewart having trouble. She's able to get it out, and then it gets knocked away, and Miner comes up with it. Miner working up against Grimm. Shakes her off. Crosses the timeline left side. She'll drive the lane, put up a shot, and that's up and good. And that'll be a timeout from Coach Steve Brown for Stryker as a 9-2 ball game on the main stop scoreboard with 4:39 remaining. First quarter of play, and it's a 30-second timeout. We'll just keep it right here. You got some early stats, Jim?
I'll tell you what, early stats are all coming Bryan ways because Stryker at this point in time has only taken really 2 shots, and they've hit 1 of them. So there's been 6 turnovers already by the Lady Panthers from Stryker, and that's, I guess, the biggest stat of the early first quarter. I mean, how many times have you seen a Steve Brown team turn the ball over 6 times and only get 2 shots in almost the first half of the first quarter? It doesn't happen very often.
No, it doesn't. So Stryker will inbound underneath Bryan's basket. The Bears putting on that full court press. Dorman to inbound, looking for some help, and it's tipped by Sydney Lamberson, but Graham able to pick it up. They'll quickly move it down with Stewart. Stewart working against Kennedy Lamberson on the right wing, over to Dorman. Dorman top of the key, then she'll drive the lane, put up a shot, up and good, and that was right over Allie Miner.
Dorman is 2 for 2. Bears right now are 3 for 7.
Miner will bring it up. Working against Grimm. She'll just drive the lane, then kick out. Krupp with the basketball. Krupp puts it up and no good. Rebound comes down to Stuckey from Stryker. Stryker will take it down quickly. This is Grimm. Grimm on the right wing, working against Bailey Krupp. Out to Dorman. Dorman will lob it inside, underneath to Stuckey. Stuckey puts it up, no good, but she will draw the foul, and I think that might be on Kennedy Lamberson. We'll see which way they go. It could have also been on Grube. It's going to be on Lamberson, though. That'll be her first, team second. That'll put Anna Stuckey to the line to shoot 2.
Again, only the 3rd shot that Stryker's gotten off here in the first quarter.
First one up and good for Stuckey.
Both teams knocking the lights out of the free throws. Bryan 3 for 3. That's 1 for 1 now for Stryker.
Maddie Myers and Brittany Haynes will check back in. We're also going to see McKendry Seamer, the freshman for Bryan. Second one from Stuckey is up, rattles, and it's good. So 9-6 on the main stop scoreboard, 3:53, and now Stryker puts on the press. Really not really a press as much as it is a full court man-to-man.
Yeah. And Allie Miner with no problem with that, getting it into the front court.
Sydney Lamberson with the basketball now. She'll feed underneath to Seamer. Seamer, bounce pass, then back out to Allie Miner. Back over to Lamberson. They're looking to get Seamer open underneath. Lamberson cross-courts it over to Krupp. Krupp over to Grube. Now back to Miner. Miner is double-teamed. She'll work around it, put it up with the left hand, off glass, gets her own rebound. Second one up and good. Allie Miner with 4 points early. Quickly they get it down for Stryker. McKenna Lewis, she'll get it out to Haynes. Haynes puts up a shot, no good. Rebound comes down to Seamer, and the Bears are rushing it down. Here's Sydney Lamberson all the way coast to coast. She gets it taken away, though, by Brittany Haynes, and Haynes going the other way quickly. Haynes feeds over to Maddie Myers. Myers on the wing, then out to Dorman. Dorman thinks about a 3. Now she'll work against Krupp. Underneath, shot up and no good. Rebound tipped around. Finally, Stuckey comes down with it and gets the bucket. Stuckey now with 4 points. Inbound, Lamberson will bring it up. 11-8 your score on the main stop scoreboard. Lamberson with the basketball. Works around a screen. Over to Seamer. Now to Miner on the right wing. Back out. Seamer left side. She'll drive, then dish back out to Krupp. Krupp will now come around a guard, put up a shot, no good. Rebound comes down to Stuckey. Stuckey now will give it over to Haynes, and Stryker runs it up over the timeline. Tries to find Dorman, but loses the basketball. Now Dorman picks it up. Stryker will reset. Dorman cuts through the lane, puts up a shot, no good. Rebound comes down to Stuckey with the putback. Early on, 6 points from Anna Stuckey. And now it looks like the pressure defense is going to be a little bit too much as Coach Todd Groshkin will call a timeout. So a 30-second timeout, we'll keep it right here, and all of a sudden Stryker's really ratcheted things up, Jim.
I'll tell you what, this young lady, Anna Stuckey, is having a pretty good start to the night. She's got 3 rebounds, and she's hit, let's see, 2, 3 of her 4 shots she's taken, plus a couple free throws. So, she all by herself is keeping this Stryker basketball team in the game with 6 points.
All right, so let's see what the Bears will do. They get to run the baseline after the bucket.
They make it 4 rebounds, 3 for 4 from the field, 4 rebounds, plus 2 free throws for Anna Stuckey here early.
Kelly Miller will inbound as she checks in. Miner brings it up quickly, working against Maddie Myers. Miner drives the lane, puts up a shot, and we're going to get a foul on the floor. That's going to be on Brittany Haynes. That'll be 2 on her. 5th team foul. Checking into the game will be McKenna Luis.
Luce has to come in for Haynes with those 2 fouls here in this first quarter.
Inbound, Lexi Deach will have the basketball. McKendry Seamer back to Deach. Deach will give to Miner on the left wing. Lamberson tries to make a cut. Now out to Deach, right wing. Deach dribbles the basketball, then gives over to Sydney Lamberson. Sydney looks to drive, dishes out at the last minute to Kelly Miller. Miller will drive, put up an off-balance shot up and good. Kelly Miller with the nice move in. And it's 13-10 as we go under a minute to play. Stryker brings the basketball down quickly. Emma Grimm, right wing. Grimm will drive through, and we're going to get a push foul. I think that's going to be on Seamer. Nope, it's not. It's going to be on 3, Kelly Miller. I thought he said 23. I'm like, they don't have a 23 out there. Checking into the game for the Bears is Kayla Arnold. So 49.2 seconds to play. Grube will check in as well. Oh wait, we're going to get some clarification here. I was going to say, I don't think we have a 23 out there. Okay, we'll see what that conversation was all about. I don't know.
Oh, there you go. They got it all worked out and they're ready to play basketball again.
Dorman will inbound quickly. Stuckey pops a shot. No good. Rebound hits out of bounds and will stay with the Bears. That was the first shot that didn't look very good for Anna Stuckey.
Yeah, no doubt. A little bit out of her range.
Yep.
Dorman going to come over and get a breather with 45 ticks. Obviously, don't want to pick up that second foul here in the first quarter.
And we're going to get a foul on Courtney Stewart. That'll be 2 on her as she bumped into Kayla Arnold. So first quarter isn't done yet, and Stryker has 6 team fouls.
Not a good start, as they'll substitute Blevins back into the ball game here right now. Obviously, Coach Brown trying to minimize any foul difficulties in this last 45 ticks.
She ran into the game without checking in.
Got to come over and say hi to the guys in the stripy shirts, don't you, huh?
All right, so Miller will inbound again. They'll give to Miner. Miner working on that full court defense, working with Grimm. Grimm goes over to Miller. Miller will feed underneath to Deach. Deach has some trouble with the basketball, looking for some help. She'll find Kayla Arnold. Arnold sets her feet for a 3, puts it up, no good. Rebound tipped around, and Deach tries to save it, but will go off her hands. Dorman will check back into the game. You know, I think they wanted Dorman to sit the rest of the quarter, but some foul trouble is...
Well, you don't mind bringing her back out for some offense. Yep. You need a bucket right now. You're only down by 3.
Yep, 24.5 to go.
But, you know, how many fouls do you see on that inbounds pass where you're trying to apply pressure and you get off foot?
Right. Dorman will put it up, and good. There you go. That's what she came in for. 14 seconds to play in the first quarter. It's a 1-point ball game. Bears lead. Seamer will inbound. Now Arnold will bring it up. Arnold,
Arnold out of control.
They're going to get a foul, and Coach Brown is incredulous.
Yeah,
McKenna loose, and he has every right to be.
Arnold pretty much out of control, lost the handle on the basketball, and was just trying to figure it out when she ran through one of the Stryker players. So could have very easily been a traveling call before the foul. Coach Brown not real happy with the way things are going right now. Obviously, his team was 7 personal fouls in the first quarter.
And they said she was shooting. First one up for Arnold.
There you go.
Allie DuBois will check in. Minor will get a quick breather. 1.3 seconds to play. Bears lead 14-12 with a free throw coming. That one rattles out. Rebound comes down to Anna Stuckey, and that's all she wrote for the first quarter of play. The main stop scoreboard shows at 14-12. We'll head to the second quarter after this on BMU TV and Q96.5.
The holiday season is very special this year at Bryan Ford Lincoln. We're back in our new space and it feels really good, and I'd love for you to come out and walk through it with us. There are some tremendous deals going on now for model year clearance. The 2017s are reduced, 2018s already have tremendous rebates, and we have a great selection of pre-owned vehicles that aren't just about Fords and Lincolns. But most of all, I want to say best wishes for the Christmas season and all good happiness in 2018.
This is my story.
I'm a mother of 3, a wife, and a CAD operator. I earned my degree in mechanical engineering technologies. Now I have a career doing exactly what I studied. I learned more, now I earn more.
Back out at Bryan High School, 14-12. The Golden Bears lead the Panthers of Stryker in the championship game of the Holiday Classic. Chris Malenga and Jim Funderburg with you. And Jim, Bryan had a pretty decent-sized lead, and Stryker just came chipping back at it, and we stand at 2 points after the end of the first quarter of play.
I'll tell you what, I think Coach Brown's got to be happy with the way his team has kind of weathered a little bit of a storm there, because they really only have a couple of ladies in Stuckey and Dorman scoring at this point in time, and they have 7 team fouls. So all in all, I think he's got to be happy to be within 2 points.
Bears get the basketball to start things off. Allie DuBois loses it. That'll be a turnover for the Bears. Stryker will come the other way.
Second turnover for the Bears right now. 6 already for Stryker in that first quarter.
Dorman launches a 3, no good. Rebound comes down, and we're going to get over the back foul on Anna Stuckey. That's going to be 2 on her. That's 1 and 1. Stryker fans are not real happy at this point.
I'll tell you what, Stryker making the most of their opportunities. They only took 10 shots that I have them down for in that first quarter. Hit 5 of them though, Chris. They hit 50%.
Yep.
6 turnovers on that in that first quarter though to go along with those 10 points.
Kennedy Lamberson puts the first one up and good. She's an 84% foul shooter. Second one up and good as well. The lead is 4 now, 7:36 remaining, 16-12.
Lamberson with 7. She leads everybody right now.
Grimm will bring it down quickly. Put up a shot, no good. Rebound comes down to Allie DuBois. DuBois will just take it. And she'll give over to Minor. Now to Miller, right wing. Miller launches a 3, buries it. 7-point lead now for the Bears. Grimm with the basketball. Dribbling around. Loose. Now to Dorman. Dorman will drive the lane, miss the shot, but draw the foul. See if it'll be on Lamberson or Minor. Going to be on Kennedy. That'll be 2 on her.
Couple quick stats for you here. I've got Bryan down 5 for 12 in that first quarter, 5 rebounds, 1 turnover. And for Stryker, they hit 5 for 10, 7 rebounds, and 6 turnovers.
Dorman's first shot is good. Cindy Lamberson will check back in for the Bears, as will Brittany Haynes for the Panthers. One more free throw coming from Dorman. She's got 7 points on the night. Make it 8.
Stuckey and Dorman both had 6 at the end of 1 quarter. 5 points for Kennedy Lamberson, 4 for Allie Minor to lead the Bears at the end of 1, and now 7 points for Lamberson with those 2 free throws here to open up the second quarter.
Here's Sydney Lamberson, gets it underneath Allie DuBois, puts up a shot at the foul line, no good. Gets her own rebound, then kicks it back out. Allie Minor over left side to Kelly Miller. Miller launches a 3, no good. Sydney Lamberson with a rebound, puts it up, no good. And another shot and no good by McKenna Group. So 4 shots down there, no points. Quickly, Dorman will bring it down. Looks for some help. Haynes up and no good, but she will draw the foul. That's going to be on Kelly Miller. That'll be her first. That'll put Haynes the line to shoot 2. First one up and good. Haynes didn't waste any time, man.
Oh, no.
Official handed the ball, and she was off.
Give me the ball, and it's in the air.
Courtney Stewart will check back in.
Again, the shooting accuracy from the free throw line for these guys, they're now 5 for 5. And as soon as they get the ball, it just floats towards the rim and goes in.
Yep. They have to work on free throws like a lot of the time.
Oh, yeah. Very confident from there.
3-point game, 19-16, 6:22 remaining second quarter of play here in the championship game of the Holiday Classic. Kelly Miller for Bryan with the basketball will cross court it to Sydney Lamberson, then quickly back to Allie Miner. Now to Miller, underneath to Krupp, then back out. Allie Miner launches a 3, no good. Long rebound comes down to Emma Grimm. Grimm will bring it down quickly. Grimm over to Dorman. Dorman working against Kelly Miller. Dorman looks to drive, gets double teamed, kicks it out to Grimm. Grimm off to Haynes on the right side. Haynes misses it. Rebound comes down to Krupp. Krupp clears it quickly down to Allie Dubois. Dubois will put it up, no good. Rebound comes down to Stryker, and we're going to get a timeout for Coach Steve Brown. He wants to chat with his ladies about this one. So it is going to be a 30-second timeout, and we'll just keep this one right here, Jim.
I'll tell you what, it's been a good ball game between these two here early, Chris. Both these basketball teams really going at one another. But again, on Stryker's end, only 3 young ladies that have scored points. Dorman at this point in time with 10, 6 for Stuckey, or 6 for Stuckey. And only 2 points then for Haynes, and she hit those 2 free throws. So the thing that we saw last night, Stryker not real deep in scores. If you look at the Bryan side of the ledger right now, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players that already that have scored here for them tonight.
The one stat that right now is, I think, a game changer is that Emma Grimm has 0 points.
Yeah, that is very unusual. Very unusual.
Panthers with the basketball. Haynes will cross the timeline working against Allie Miner. Haynes will work to the right side. Pressure defense, and now we're going to get a foul on, this should be on Sydney Lamberson with a block.
Tell you what, you got to give Bailey Krupp a little bit of that credit for that too, Chris, because she has drawn the responsibility. 24 is guarding 24 here tonight, and so far she's stuck on Grimm like glue.
They'll inbound to Haynes. Stryker with the basketball, 5:25 to play, first half. Haynes with it. Goes on the left side to Grimm. Grimm looks to drive, working against Krupp. Works out of a double team. Haynes will launch a 3, no good. Rebound comes down to Maddie Myers. Myers gets it back to Dorman. Now they'll feed it underneath to Stewart. Stewart will draw the blocking foul from Kelly Miller. Nope, that'll be on Sydney Lamberson.
All of a sudden now Steve Brown's starting to see some of these fouls even out just a little bit.
Yep.
7 now on the team for the Bears.
That's going to be 1-1, so Stewart to go to the line to shoot 1-1. Checking into the game is going to be Anna Stuckey. And then for the Bears, Kayla Arnold will check in.
Sydney Lamberson checks out for the Bears.
First one up and good. We're also going to see McKendry Seymour. You're right. None of these are clinking at all.
No,
I mean, it's like textbook.
These are no doubters, man. These are just up and in. That's all there is to it.
Oh, that one hit rim.
Yeah,
see, we jinxed him. There you go. Seymour comes down with the rebound. She'll dribble up as we go under 5 minutes to play first half. Give over to Kelly Miller. Miller to Arnold. Arnold back to Miller. Now to Miner. Miner back to Miller. Cross court to Arnold. Back to Miller. Now to Miner with a 3-point basket. Up and good. Nothing but net from Allie Miner, who now has 7 points on the night. Bears will put in that full court man-to-man defense. Quickly, Stryker gets down. Dish over to Grimm. Grimm launches a 3. There you go. Uh-oh. There you go. That's the one we were talking about.
Uh-oh. Nice shot by Grimm from that left corner.
Miner takes another one from the same spot. That one will be off and over the backboard. So Grimm is quiet for the first 12 minutes of the game, but then hits one.
Well, again, the first good look she's had all night long.
Yep. She has it again. They'll feed to Dorman and lose the basketball. Grimm will pick it back up, put it up, no good. Rebound comes down to Miller, and we're going to foul on Maddie Myers. So Miller will go down to the other line and shoot some foul shots. That's 9 team fouls.
You know what, that ball, that Grimm passed that ball on a bounce pass in between a couple of the Bryan Golden Bears. It hit her player right in the knee and came right back at her. I think she was surprised to have it and missed really a relatively open lay-in.
First one for Miller is good. Miller now with 6 on the night.
Bears hanging in there. It's been a good ball game, exactly what we expected.
Second one is no good. They completely boxed out all the Bryan Golden Bears, and Anna Stuckey came down with that rebound. So Stryker will bring it the other way, trailing by 3, under 4 minutes to play, second quarter. Myers with the basketball. She'll give to Stewart. Stewart dribbles around, looking for some help, and a turnover, but Stryker able to get it back. Now Grimm with the basketball, back out to Dorman. Dorman will reset. They'll feed underneath. Catch by Grimm, up, no shot, and she tried with the basketball. No, they're going to say it was on the floor. Foul on the floor.
Well, nice little feed inside to Grimm, and Grimm had a couple of trees around her. She somehow got through it, got the ball up, but they said that she was fouled before she went up with the bucket, and you could hear the reaction from the Stryker fans who are right underneath of us right now.
Kelly Miller gets the foul. Grimm will shoot the first one, no good. So that's difference. The difference is between a 2-shot foul and a 1-and-1, and then on the rebound, the Bears knock it out of bounds, and now Stryker will get it again under their own basket. Dorman, inbound, stolen away by Miller. We're going to get a jump ball now, and that'll stay with Stryker.
Wow.
Kayla Arnold was guarding her man. If she had just turned her head, she could have had that pass for the taking. Checking into the game as Bailey Krupp. Sitting down will be Kelly Miller with 2 fouls.
Tough inbounds pass by Dorman. She really put it in a lot of harm when she tossed it into the pile.
Underneath, Stewart puts up a shot, no good, draws the foul. That should be on Allie Miner. That's her second foul. So all of a sudden, a lot of stoppages in play. I guess not all of a sudden, because it's been the whole way.
Yeah.
Stryker had 7 fouls in the first quarter.
Both teams down with 9, so Bryan just catching up.
Stewart puts that one in. That'll be Stewart's first point of the night. Actually, her second.
Loose in for Stuckey.
Second one rattles off the front rim, but good. Now we got a 1-point ball game, 23-22.
Getting back to that free throw situation. Those free throws for Stryker starting to add up and keep them in the game.
Miner with the basketball. She'll give over to Kayla Arnold. Arnold look for some help. She'll try to drive now. Bounce pass over to Grube. Grube loses the basketball. That'll be a turnover for the Bears, and Dorman will come the other way with it. Dorman looks to drive, loses the basketball, tipped around. Now Courtney Stewart has an easy bucket, and Stryker takes the first lead of the game at 24-23 as we hit 3 minutes to play.
Heads up play by Dorman. She lost the handle of it, but she was able to tap it over to Stewart, who was wide open for the easy lay-in.
And we're going to get a foul on Maddie Myers. That'll be 2 on her.
Turnovers have slowed down considerably. Stryker still with 6, Bryan with 3, so a pretty good game that way. And
Myers was just trying to squeeze her to the sideline there and ended up fouling her.
Yeah.
That was unnecessary. First one up and good for Allie Miner. That's 8 points now.
Miner having much more of an Allie Miner type ball game here tonight.
Second one up and good. Sydney Lamberson will return for the Bears.
Sydney Lamberson.
3 for 6 from the field now for Allie Miner with a couple of free throws.
Stryker with the basketball. Courtney Stewart will come down quickly. Hand off to Dorman. Dorman will put up a shot and will draw the foul, miss the shot.
Dorman's pretty fearless. That's not a very, she's a relatively tall young lady, but she reminds me of the two Sams that I know, kind of skinny, needing a sandwich, you know what I mean? But she's not afraid to go to that rim.
Kayla Arnold draws the foul. First one by Dorman is in, and that one actually rattled. So it's all tied up again at 25. That one gives Stryker a 1-point lead with 2:45 remaining. Both teams in the double bonus now, Jim. So here on out, we'll all be shooting 2 foul shots for the next 2:42. Bryan with the basketball. Bears underneath to Seamer. Seamer getting all sorts of harm. Puts up a shot, misses the shot, but will go to the line. Foul's going to be on McKenna Luce. That'll be her second.
One thing about this at this point in time, nobody on the floor on either side in any real foul jeopardy, but that could change.
Brittany Haynes will check back in. First foul shot by Seamer was missed. Second one missed as well. Rebound tipped around, and finally Dorman will come down with it. Stryker will move quickly down the court with Grimm. Grimm working against Krupp. Now over to Dorman. Dorman top of the key, looking to drive. And jump ball situation, and we'll go with the Bryan Golden Bears.
Well, I'll tell you what, a sloppy pass by Dorman that time. Really didn't take care of the basketball. Threw it into traffic again, and she's just lucky. Well, because of the way that the arrow is, it goes back to Bryan. But she was lucky that Bryan just nabbed the ball right away.
Lamberson will inbound. Now she has it. Working against Brittany Haynes.
Chet the Jet over there rooting them on there, Chris. Revving up the crowd.
Inside to Kennedy Lamberson. Lamberson with an easy layup. Wow. I don't know what happened to the defense there, but
Red Sea parted and Lamberson went through, didn't it, huh?
Yep. McKenna Luce with the basketball in the corner. Not a good place to be. She'll give to Haynes. Haynes tries to bounce past to Dorman, loses it. And then they kick back out to Stewart, who misses the shot. Rebound comes down. It's contested, and it will stay with Stryker. Bailey Krupp will check back in, as will Kayla Arnold.
Every ball is contested here. Both these teams really want this one tonight. They're playing very hard.
1:43 remaining. The main stop scoreboard shows the game at 27-26 in favor of the Lady Bears. Lob inbound pass. Dorman picks it up. She'll go right side, working against McKenna Grube. Pass is tipped away. Haynes has it though. Haynes will now look to drive. Key opens wide up. She'll give to Stewart. Stewart will put it up with the right hand. No good. Rebound comes down to Lamberson. Sydney will bring it down quickly. And she'll launch it herself. Up and good. Nothing but net for a 2. She was on the line. 1/2 step more and it would have been a 3-point. And quickly Haynes will bring it down. She'll put up a shot. No good. Rebound comes down to Kayla Arnold. Double team in the backcourt. And they'll pull it off as Sydney Lamberson will bring it up.
Haynes forced that into a double team. I think Coach Brown will talk to her a little bit about that one. Oh, goodness.
They were looking for Seamer, and Seamer went one direction, and the pass went the other, so that was not a good turnover for the Bears.
Lamberson thought Seamer was heading to the left corner, and Seamer headed the opposite direction. There was nobody down there as the ball just skipped out of bounds.
Haynes gets the inbound pass. She'll bring it up, working against Sydney Lamberson. They'll feed it underneath. Dorman loses it, then gets to Grimm. Grimm puts it up, no good. Rebound knocked, and it will go to Bryan. It was off the hands of Haley Dorman.
Grimm having a few problems, but I'll tell you, not the same kind of problem she had in that first quarter. She didn't get a shot off in the first quarter. 1, 2, 3. She's 1 for 3 here in the quarter number 2 with 3 points. But if you tell me that you're going to keep young Miss Grimm, Emma Grimm, to 3 points at the halfway point of this ball game, I'd say hooray.
Yep, absolutely. Miner brings up the basketball, gives over to Kelly Miller. Now to Sydney Lamberson. Lamberson, now to Miller. Feeds underneath to Kennedy Lamberson. We got a push foul. It's going to be on Courtney Stewart. That'll be 3 on her.
There's the first young lady that's got some foul problems.
And now Steve Brown is...
And Steve's saying, hey, man, we're shoving and pushing all over the floor tonight. And all of a sudden you get me on this one, a little bump. setting things up for the second half, you can tell.
I'll put Kennedy Lamberson on the line, shooting 2.
But again, you really don't want your players to be sitting here with 3 personal fouls going into the half, and that's the first to get there.
First one up and good.
Kennedy Lamberson 4 for 4 from the free throw line right now. Not trying to jinx her, but
yeah, make it 5 for 5.
There you go.
Krupp will check back in.
If you're good, you can't be jinxed. That's what I've always said, you know?
Yeah.
And she's good.
84% on the season. Haynes with the basketball. Bears with a full court man-to-man defense. 19 seconds to play. 31-26 on the main stop scoreboard. Bears lead the Panthers. Over to Emma Grimm on the right wing. 8 seconds. Grimm running into Kayla Arnold. Ball is knocked away. It's free. Kayla Arnold will pick it up and will not get a shot off. And the Bears lead the Stryker Panthers 31-26 at the half. We're going to take a timeout. When we come back, we'll have halftime stats after this on BMU TV and Q96.5.
This is my story.
I'm a mother of 3, a wife, and a CAD operator. I earned my degree in mechanical engineering technologies. Now I have a career doing exactly what I studied. I learned more, now I earn more.
They say there is strength in numbers. In Bryan, we have always taken pride in supporting our Golden Bear student athletes in all of their sporting endeavors. The Bryan Athletic Boosters now have a chance for you to get into the game. If you're Bryan proud, it's time to become Bryan strong. Whether you were a BHS athlete, are raising a BHS athlete, or just love supporting our Bryan High School athlete, this is your chance to be part of the BHS sporting community. Talk to any board member today on how easy it is to join, or contact us at 419-636-4536. At Krill Funeral Service, we are professionals with the sincere desire to reward every family who have placed their trust and confidence in us by being attentive to every detail, displaying the highest level of courtesy and compassion, and providing the greatest measure of respect for their wishes. As remembrance planners, our goal is to help families find joy in the way they choose to remember, honor, and celebrate the wonderful life of their loved one. Krill Funeral Service, we are experts at helping hearts heal.
Hey there, I'm Dieter Held with Daryl Shirkey Ford Lincoln in Montpelier, Ohio. Here to tell you a little bit about the 2018 Ford Escape lease specials that we have going on this month. This 2018 White Gold Escape SE comes equipped with 4-wheel drive, Bluetooth, heated seats, and a reverse backup camera. Best of all, this 2018 Escape lease special comes in as low as $249 a month here at Williams County's #1 volume leader, Daryl Shirkey Ford Lincoln.
It's been said a million times, there's nothing in the world more important than family. We understand that at Oberlin Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory. Our entire staff is like family to us. They are some of the most caring, thoughtful, and dedicated people in our industry. In fact, our newest members are part of my family. When the time comes for your family to say goodbye, remember our family, Oberlin Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory in Bryan, Sherwood, West Unity, and Hamilton.
Tonight's broadcast of Golden Bear Sports is proudly streamed by BMU Cable and high-speed internet. BMU is your hometown local provider for digital HD cable and high-speed internet. Call BMU today at 419-633-6100 or visit us on the web at cityofbryan.net. Go Bears from all of us at BMU.
Back at Bryan High School in the championship game of the Lady Bear Holiday Classic, the Golden Bears on top of the Panthers of Stryker, 31-26. And halftime at the 49 Classic, it's Hicksville over Edgerton, 31-14. Chris Mulligan and Jim Funderburg here with you. Lady Bears have led from the first jump ball all the way to now. But Stryker's made it interesting, got it within 1 a couple of times. But Bears with a 5-point lead here at the half. Got any statistics for us?
Stats are kind of interesting here so far tonight, and you'll see why here in just a minute. For the Bryan Golden Bears, I've got them down in that second quarter. They shot 4 for 13 from the field. They were 7 for 8 from the free throw line, had 8 rebounds. Basically, when you take a look at this whole thing, it's kind of amazing because Bryan is now 11 for 13 from the charity stripe tonight, and they are 9 for 25 from the floor. They have their 31 points, and they are scored individually like this. Sydney Lamberson with 2, Kelly Miller with 6, 1 for Kayla Arnold, 9 for Allie Miner, 11 for Kennedy Lamberson, and 2 for McKenna Grube. They have 13 rebounds total on the night and 4 turnovers here this evening. When you flip the script on this thing, Stryker really not shooting well from the floor at all. They were 5 for 10 for the first quarter and 2 for 14 in quarter number 2. Where they have actually stayed in the game is going to the charity line and being able to shoot from there. They hit 2 for 2 in the first quarter. They hit 9 for 11 in the second quarter. So they're 11 for 13 from the free throw line. 11 of their 26 points have come from the charity stripe. 2 points for Brittany Haynes, 5 points for Courtney Stewart, 6 points for Anna Stuckey. Stuckey had all 6 of them in that first quarter, didn't get a point at all, only had 1 rebound in that second quarter. The lady that's filling up the scoreboard and the stat board tonight is Haley Dorman. She has 10 points here tonight, including being 4 for 4 from the free throw line. 3 points for Emma Grimm tonight, which is unusual. No points in the first quarter. Only 1 shot really in the second quarter that went in. 1 out of 3 went down for her, and she's 0 for 1 at the free throw line tonight. So when you take a look at this thing, Stryker again with only 5 people who have scored tonight. Haynes with 2, 5 for Stewart, 6 for Stuckey, 10 for Dorman, and 3 for Grimm. And when you flip it over to the other side, the Golden Bears doing just a little bit better than that. They have 6 people that have scored on the night. We've got a close ball game at 31-26 here at the half as we're playing for the championship here in Bryan tonight.
All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we will have the second half action to play after this on BMU TV and Q96.5. Back out at Bryan High School, it's 31-26. The Bears lead in the Holiday Classic. Don't forget, coming up after the game, they'll name the all-tournament team. Jim and I are actually voting this year, which is
That's kind of scary right there, huh? But I'm voting for me. You voting for you?
There we go.
How's that?
Golden Bears will get the basketball to start the second quarter of play as Sydney Lamberson will bring it up. Miner now will dribble, drive the lane, put up a shot. No good.
Oh, I'll tell you what.
Deck.
Dorman thought she had a charging foul. So did Coach Brown. Instead, just a missed shot and a rebound goes the other way.
Haynes with the basketball on the right wing. Good defense from Allie Miner. They'll give to Myers, then hand off to Dorman. Now they're going to get a foul on McKenna Grube. That'll be her second. Jim, talk me through what went on in the locker room in those 2 different teams. What do the coaches say to each other?
Well, I'll tell you what. I think Todd Grosjean is happy to be where he is, but he wants his team to keep playing exactly the way they're playing right now. Coach Brown, I don't know what he's got going on. He's really got a team that has had a few problems, and then they started out with turning it over 8 times in the first half, and now another turnover right now. They're going to have to cut those things out if they're going to win this ball game tonight.
All right, Lamberson will bring it up for the Golden Bears. 7:14 to play third quarter. Nice no-look pass, but too tall for Bailey Krupp. That was a good thought. Krupp just wasn't ready for it.
And the other side was maybe they were just deciding where they're going for pizza afterwards.
Yeah,
who knows? You never can tell. We analyze and criticize and do everything else, and sometimes it gets real simple. They say just keep doing what you're doing, and we'll go out for pizza afterward, guys. Let's go.
Haynes working against Miner. Over to Grimm. Grimm looks to drive. Working against Krupp, and that's been a good matchup between Grimm and Bailey Krupp.
I'll tell you what, I take my hat off to Bailey Krupp. She's playing a really good basketball game tonight.
He'll feed it underneath, and knocked out of bounds was Kennedy Lamberson. That was going for Anna Stuckey. Stuckey has 6 points.
You know, last night, really, Grimm just lit it up in this gym, and tonight, Bailey Krupp's done a wonderful job.
And they left her open. Now Grimm puts it up, no good. Kennedy Lamberson comes down with the rebound.
Man, she got away with one right there.
Up and no good. And we're getting a jump ball. McKenna Grube, super forceful on the floor right now.
For your substitution, number 15, Courtney Stewart. Bryan substitution, number 5, Henry Stewart.
Grube looks like she may have been injured on that play. She sits down. Stryker brings it the other way. Grimm with it again. This is where she was dangerous last night. Over to Dorman. Dorman will dribble a couple times, put it up and in. 31-28 now, 6:13 remaining third quarter. Kennedy Lamberson gets the inbound quickly, moves down, drives the lane, puts up a shot, it goes in, and the foul. That'll be on Haley Dorman. That'll be 2 on her. So Kennedy will get a chance for the traditional three-point play.
Kennedy had that thing rolling downhill, did a nice job of splitting a couple defenders and getting that to go in.
That is good as well. She's still perfect from the line.
Lamberson is still perfect for the line. I've got her down now 2, 4, 5, 6 for 6 on the night with 14 points.
Stryker with some substitutions.
You know the amazing thing that amazes me is when I look at my totals and I look at the scoreboard and I go, man, they match.
There you go.
What's going on there?
Stewart with the basketball for Stryker. Bounce pass underneath to Grimm. Grimm puts it up, misses the shot, but will head to the line.
Man, Grimm's having one of those nights. Things just are not going down.
That's going to be on Sydney Lamberson. That'll be 3.
She was right there at the rim, had the ball up. It looked like it was going to go through, and it spun right back out.
Makes the first foul shot, though.
They do that, don't they, huh?
Yes, they do. They've only missed 2, I think you said.
They're pretty tough tonight.
Second one up and good as well. So 4-point ball game, 34-30, 5:52 remaining. Now Stryker puts on that press. Dorman steals the inbound pass, puts up a shot, no good. Rebound comes down, and Allie Miner will secure it, and she'll move down quickly, working against Grimm. She gets around Grimm, then dishes off to the left side. Kennedy Lamberson launches a 3 and got it. Kennedy Lamberson with 17 points on the night.
Man, there's a lady that needs a vote for the all-tournament team, don't you think?
Absolutely. Haynes with the basketball. She's getting into some trouble, so she'll give to Stewart. Stewart working against McKendry Seamer, who picks up the foul.
Seamer a little body there against Stewart. Wouldn't let her go where she wanted to go, so the little chest bump gets the foul.
Checking into the game is Kayla Arnold.
Sydney Lamberson takes a seat.
We're also going to see McKenna Grube checking back in. That's a good sign.
And she and Miss Grube bump as they're trying to get off the floor and onto the floor, respectively.
Dormer with the basketball down low. They feed into Haynes, who misses the shot. Rebound comes down to Kennedy Lamberson. That was a quick developing play. And had that shot gone down, that would have been really nice, but it didn't. The Bears have the basketball. Seamer on the right wing. Top of the key. Now back out to Arnold. Underneath, Kennedy Lamberson. Now to Grube. Grube looks for some help and a jump ball, and it'll stay with the Bears. Nice job there by Brittany Haynes to get in there and tie her up.
Stuckey checks in now. Luce will sit down.
So Lamberson will inbound under her own bucket. Bears lead by 7. They get to Miner. Now back into Lamberson. Lamberson loses the basketball. Arnold picks it up. Arnold works around a screen, then back out to Lamberson. Lamberson will drive, put up a shot, no good. Rebound comes down to Haynes. Stryker will clear quickly. Courtney Stewart will bring it up. Fire over to Haynes. Haynes catches, thinks about a 3, then dribbles in. Then back out to Grimm. Grimm, now she'll drive, put up a shot. Does not fall. Rebound tipped around and comes down to Allie Miner. Miner now being triple teamed on the rebound. Arnold comes to spell her, and they'll pull it off a little bit, and Miner will bring it up quickly. Now over to Arnold. Arnold working against Brittany Haynes. Good battle right there. And we're going to get a traveling violation. Myers will check back in for Stryker. And we're going to see Bailey Krupp check in for the Bears. Stryker down 7, 4:18 to play. They have the ball, third quarter. Maddie Myers with the basketball, working against Kayla Arnold. Myers has nowhere to go. Then she finds Dorman. Now they backdoor cut to Myers. Myers can't get a shot off, then gives back out to Stewart. Stewart, double team. They kick out to Haynes. Haynes launches the three. There you go. They cover the inside, and then Haynes out there on the perimeter, just able to drain the three.
Very patient Stryker is, man. They just work the ball, find the shot.
37-33 your score, 3:43, Bears lead, third quarter. Miner with the basketball, puts up a shot and good. Miner now with 11 points on the night.
Miner needs to start taking things over.
Stewart brings up the basketball quickly, over to Dorman on the right wing. Dorman puts up a shot, and that's a three ball as well. So quickly the threes are raining down here at Bryan. 39-36, the Bears lead trimmed to three. They led by as many as 7 or 8.
We might get chalupas yet here tonight, Chris. They keep knocking these things down.
Kennedy Lamberson with the basketball. Over to Miner. Miner, fake move underneath. McKenna Grube puts it up and in. Nice job there. McKenna Grube on the low block, able just to bring it in and receive the pass. Stryker moves quickly. Courtney Stewart, dribble drive, puts up a shot and will get a charge.
I think a good call right there.
That'll be 4 on her.
Coach Brown not happy to have the 4th foul, but he wasn't even up off the bench. He didn't argue that one iota. He knew that's exactly what happened.
Meller will inbound. She'll bring it up now, left side. Shakes off the defender. Looking for Miner crossing. Miner gets trapped in between two Stryker Panthers. And now she gets the basketball, working across some screens. Down in the corner to Miller. Miller will drive. Miller is going to get a block. That's a bad call. That's a bad call. That's going to be a block on Brittany Haynes, and that should have been a push-off on Kelly Miller.
Miller with
same foul is down there.
Yep, little forearm to give it a little forearm shiver there.
Same foul. It was the same exact thing.
Ball stays with the Bears, though.
Miller looks inbound. We're going to get a 5-second call. That was a 5-second call from the up official.
Yeah, I said
it's a very quickly 5-second call.
What do you arrive? Get that ball to the other side. A good little makeup at Revlon calls, Jimmy Bellinger would call it.
So Haynes will bring it up and just go coast to coast, basically.
I think Miner slipped and fell down, and Haynes just said, wow, look at this, a wide open lane to the bucket.
41-38. Kennedy Lamberson launches a three, bricks it as we go under 2 minutes to play. Third quarter, good ball game here in the championship game of the Holiday Classic. Haynes again underneath with it. Looks for help, gives to Dorman. Dorman will go left side. She'll back her way in, then dish over to Haynes. Haynes launches another three. That one's off front iron. Rebound comes down to Kennedy Lamberson. Lamberson's going to get fouled. I don't know if that's going to be Dorman or Haynes. It's going to be Haynes. That'll be 4 on Haynes. So a couple of girls in foul trouble for the Panthers. Haynes and Haynes and Stewart each with 4, right?
Yeah, Haynes and Stewart both with 4 right now.
Myers will check back in. Bears need to inbound quickly. Kelly Miller's having trouble finding anybody. And we're going to get a 5-second call again. That's 2 5-second calls on the inbound.
Back to back. I think they'd get ready to call a timeout. I would think Coach could talk to him a little bit about that.
Now Stryker inbounds under their own basket, down 3.
Got to have that clock in your head. 1, 2, 3, 4, up, timeout, timeout.
Inbound quickly. Maddie Myers now with it. Myers drives around, looks for some help, gives over to Luce. Luce will drive. Finds Dorman, nice pass. Dorman puts up a shot, no good. Rebound comes down and off the hands of the Bryan Golden Bear. Oh, bad call.
Who did they give that to?
They gave that to Bryan. Wow. Wow. Thank you. That was gift wrap for Christmas.
I think and the inbound pass is stolen away by Grimm.
Get a foul on Allie Miner.
Wow, yeah, I don't think there were any hands that touched that one that had a blue jersey on it, but a heads-up play by Grimm to Steal that inbound pass.
That's 3 on Allie Miner. That was definitely off the hands of Kennedy Lamberson.
Yeah.
Wow. Still a 3-point ball game. There's Grimm. Thought about a 3, then they feed underneath to Dorman. Dorman puts up a shot, no good. Rebound comes down to Stuckey. Stuckey puts it up and in. Now 1-point ball game with 1:13 to play, third quarter. They'll inbound to Miner, and we're going to get a timeout for Coach Grosjean. Boy, oh boy. Excitement in Bryan. It'll be a full timeout. 41-40 on the main stop scoreboard. Bears on top. Back after this.
Tonight's broadcast of Golden Bear Sports is proudly streamed by BMU Cable and high-speed internet. BMU is your hometown local provider for digital HD cable and high-speed internet. Call BMU today at 419-633-6100 or visit us on the web at cityofbryan.net. Go Bears from all of us at BMU.
The holiday season is very special this year at Bryan Ford Lincoln. We're back in our new space and it feels really good, and I'd love for you to come out and walk through it with us. There are some tremendous deals going on now for model year clearance. The 2017s are reduced, 2018s already have tremendous rebates, and we have a great selection of pre-owned vehicles that aren't just about Fords and Lincolns. But most of all, I want to say best wishes for the Christmas season and all good happiness in 2018.
Back out at Bryan, championship game of the Holiday Classic here on BMU and Q96.5. Chris Malenga and Jim Funderburg with you. Bears were up by as many as 8 against Stryker, and it's a 1-point ball game now as we go to 1 minute to play. We're going to get a foul on the floor. It's going to be on Maddie Myers. That'll be 3 on her. 5 team fouls. Kelly Miller is inbounding the basketball. Quickly gets it in that time. Over to Lamberson, now Miner, now back to Miller. Miller sets, puts up a 3, got it, nothing but net. 44-40. It's been a great basketball game.
Oh, it has been a very good basketball game. Living up to the hype tonight.
Myers launches a 3, misses that one. Bears come down with it. Then they find Kennedy Lamberson wide open. She puts up a layup. Oh my goodness, how did Kennedy Lamberson get behind the entire Stryker defense? 6-point ball game. Myers feeds it underneath, then back out. She's all by herself, launches a 3 and got it. Maddie Myers now with 8 points. Bears will bring it down quickly. Sydney Lamberson with it. Now to Kennedy. Kennedy launches a 3. No good. Rebound comes down to Stryker. Stryker quickly moves. 3, 2, 1 second. Shot up and no good. And we enter the fourth quarter of play at 46-43. Stay tuned, folks. This is a good one. You won't want to miss the last 8 minutes. Back after this on BMU in the Q.
This is my story.
I'm a mother of 3, a wife, and a CAD operator. I earned my degree in mechanical engineering technologies. Now I have a career doing exactly what I studied. I learned more, now I earn more.
At Creel Funeral Service, we are professionals with the sincere desire to reward every family who have placed their trust and confidence in us by being attentive to every detail, displaying the highest level of courtesy and compassion, and providing the greatest measure of respect for their wishes. As remembrance planners, our goal is to help families find joy in the way they choose to remember, honor, and celebrate the wonderful life of their loved one. Creel Funeral Service, we are experts at helping hearts heal.
We'll be right back out at Bryan, 46-43. Bears lead as we go to the fourth quarter of play. This has been a great final of the Holiday Classic. First game was Fairview and Paulding, 58-49. Fairview the victor right there. So Fairview third place in the tournament. These two teams battling now for first and second place, and we've got a great 8 minutes, I'm assuming, coming based on the last 24 minutes of play.
Yeah, Kennedy Lamberson with 19 points to lead all scorers here tonight. On the other side of the floor, Haley Dorman with 15 for the Stryker Panthers.
Oh, nice job there by Grimm to not lose the basketball and not get up the traveling call. And we're getting a timeout. by Coach Steve Brown, and he's not happy with the officiating right now. It's going to be a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right there. Bears playing some tight D.
Yeah, the folks from Stryker think they're playing a little tighter than what the boys in Bryan think right at this point in time. As we're sitting on the Stryker side, and you can hear the yells and screams of terrible and other little adjectives get tossed out at a high school basketball game as Big Chet gets them revved up on the other side.
It's pretty even when you go to fouls. I mean, Stryker early on had the fouls, but they evened it up, and both teams had 10 team fouls as we entered the half, and right now it's 5-4. So let's see as we get the timeout here. All right, we had some clock issues. Now we're good to go. Inbound to Grimm. Grimm with the basketball, working on Allie Miner. Miner with some tight D. They'll try to feed underneath to Dorman. They lose it, but Dorman able to pick it back up. Dorman works around a screen against Krupp. Feed it underneath to Grimm. Grimm now back out. Dribbles around the key. Now she'll go right side, working against Kennedy Lamberson. Bounce pass over to Dorman. Now back to Grimm. Grimm against Arnold. Bounce pass over to Dorman. Bears really trying to play some perimeter D. Stryker really trying to work it in. They got Anna Stuckey on the low block. Clock under 7 minutes to play, and we're going to get a foul on the floor. I think that's going to be on Sydney Lamberson.
I think we go against Kayla Arnold, I believe. Yeah,
yep,
he was
right.
trying to guard Grimm there, and that's the one thing. That young lady's really having a rough night tonight. Emma Grimm with only 5 points on the night. 2 of them came from the free throw line and 1 3-point shot that she's made. So what we expected to be the second solid scorer here for Stryker tonight has been really a non-factor, and it's been a good job by Grube and everybody else. 7? 8? No. I don't know. They're probably right now, Morales.
Another foul the other way. That's going to be on 42, McKenna Grube. That'll be 3 on Grube. So 3 fouls for Lamberson, 3 fouls for Miner, and 3 fouls to Grube on the floor right now. Stryker inbounding under their basket. Underneath to Stuckey. Stuckey to Grimm. Grimm on the left-hand side. She works around, puts up a shot, misses it, but will head to the line. She works around Kennedy Lamberson. She had a nice move there to pick that one up. That's going to be on Krupp. So now Krupp has a foul.
Krupp's done a nice job with Grube here all night long, or with Grimm all night long.
First one off the front iron.
Don't see that happen very often, do you?
McKenna Lewis will check back in. Dorman will sit down. They're going to rest her, give her some energy for the last couple minutes of this game.
There's my problem. I read it, too, as a rebound for her, so I would agree with you. She does have 8.
Jump ball for the inbound on the rebound, as that was missed, and the Bears will retain that possession. So Kennedy Lamberson will inbound under the Stryker basket. Sydney Lamberson will screen off her player, then bring it up quickly. She'll go left side. Bounce pass over to Miner. Miner looks to drive, and we're going to get a foul. That's going to be on Emma Grimm. That'll be her first. Dorman will check back in, so she got about 40 seconds worth of rest. So Sydney Lamberson will inbound here. 6:20 to play. 46-43 on the main stop scoreboard. Kennedy Lamberson gives it right back to Sydney off the inbound. Sydney will go between the circles. Then go left side to Allie Miner. Miner to Grube, now to Miller. Back to Grube, now back to Miner. Miner drives, puts up a shot with the right hand, up and in.
There you go, nice shot by Allie Miner.
Under 6 to play, 48-43, Bears lead. Stryker comes the other way with Stewart. Stewart gives out to Haynes. Haynes launches a 3, no good. Rebound fought for. Haynes will knock it out of bounds, and it'll stay with the Bears. Nice job there by Brittany Haynes to try to track that one down, Jim.
Tell you what, she had a wide open look at the top of the key straight on, and I'll tell you, when she missed that one, she was disappointed in herself. She went hustling for that basketball, just ran out of real estate.
Bears have it, bringing it up quickly. This is Sydney Lamberson, goes up, counted, and the foul.
Oh, I'll tell you. And Haynes got the foul on the other end, and she's kind of looking like, man, I don't think I touched her. I ran in front of her and tried to miss her. But the foul's going to go against her, and I believe
That's
is that 5, isn't it, huh?
She'll be done. She's disappointed.
Can't blame her because she really made an effort at that point in time to try to stay away from him.
Yep.
Maybe the reach we couldn't see from up here. Maybe that hand did catch Lamberson as she was heading to the rim.
3-point play is good. That makes it 51-43, an 8-point ball game now. Bears just need to keep up the pressure, not slow down. Feed it underneath to Dorman. Nice move by Dorman to cut in and make the basket. Wow. That's why she's so good, Jim.
No doubt.
Underneath quickly, Krupp the other way, no good. Dorman will come down with the rebound. Wow, Dorman had a nice move down there. Now she has it again. She's just going to go through it again, put it up, no good. She will get the foul, though. That's going to be on Krupp. Nope, that's going to be on Grube. That'll be 4 on McKenna Grube.
Now fouls starting to play a little bit of part of this ball game.
First one by Dorman is up and good.
It's Haynes now out for the rest of the night.
Courtney Stewart also has 4 for them.
Yep.
Second one is good. You don't put her at the line. She makes them all the time. Bears will inbound. Getting pressed down there in the backcourt. Kennedy Lamberson with the basketball over the timeline. Finds Miner.
6 for 6 tonight, to your point there, Chris, from the free throw line.
And they're all beautiful shots.
Yep.
Nothing rattles. Grube with the basketball. Over to Sydney Lamberson. Sydney will feed underneath to Kennedy. Kennedy loses the basketball, and we'll get a jump ball, and it'll go with Stryker. Kennedy did not catch that ball cleanly, and that gave the opportunity for Stryker to come in. And we're down to a 4-point ball game.
This one's coming to the wire tonight.
Yes, it is.
Get ready, buddy.
So Stryker will bring it up. Grimm with it, left wing. 3-ball in the air. Got it. McKenna loose. Now it's a 1-point ball game. A minute ago it was 7 points, Jim. Now it's 1.
Can't fall asleep on this Stryker team. There's no doubt.
Absolutely not. And Coach Grosjean wants a timeout. It's going to be a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. And boy, the Bears had a 7-point lead just a couple of minutes ago, and a couple of fouls and a 3-pointer, and now it's back to 1.
And the momentum's starting to swing just a little bit the other way. And again, Coach Grosjean and his ladies now trying to sit down and figure out how they can put this all back together and build that cushion a little bit again for themselves. Man, it's been a good ball game.
Yes, it has. Both teams are in the bonus. 18 fouls for the Bears, 17 fouls for the Panthers. Let's see what happens now. Main stop scoreboard shows 4:28 to play, 51-50. Golden Bears lead by 1. Inbound to Miner. Miner works around a screen. Shot up by Kennedy Lamberson's missed, but the foul is drawn. That'll be on Haley Dorman. That'll be 3.
Lamberson just kind of snuck down that baseline. Dorman had her behind her. When she turned around, it was either a matter of Fowler or an easy 2-point shot there for Lamberson. So Dorman tried to block it, but got more Lamberson than ball.
Kennedy first one up, and good.
That's 20 now for Kennedy tonight.
Second one up and good.
21, and again, she's hit everything she's taken from that free throw line.
Stryker brings it up quickly with Grimm. Grimm went to drive and then realized there were a couple Golden Bears there. Dorman able to pick it up, put it up, and no good. Rebound comes down to Stuckey, who puts it up and in. Still a 1-point game, under 4 minutes to play. Sydney Lamberson with the basketball in the backcourt. She'll work it over the timeline. Cross court over to Miner. Miner with the basketball. Dribble drive the lane. Shot up. No good. Rebound comes down to Seamer, who puts up a shot. It is missed, but Seamer will head to the line to shoot two. That's going to be on Stuckey. That'll be 3 on her.
Yeah, this has been a good one tonight. Both these teams full of young ladies playing some hard basketball.
First one by Seamer is up and good.
Both of them have another way around that free throw line too, man. Both teams shooting extremely well from the charity line tonight.
Second one is good. 3-point ball game, 55-52 with 3:42 remaining. Last quarter of play in this championship game. It's been a dandy. Driving the lane is loose. We're going to get a foul on the floor, though. I think that might be Seamer. It is. That'll be her second foul. That'll put McKenna Luce to the line. Kelly Miller and McKenna Grube will check in. McKenna has 4 fouls, and 4 points. First foul by Luce is no good. Rebound comes down and jump ball. Hannah Stuckey grabbed it, and then just as quickly, Kennedy Lamberson grabbed it. It will stay with the Golden Bears. Kennedy will inbound over to Sydney Lamberson. Sydney will bring it up in the backcourt over the timeline. Go left side to Allie Miner. Miner dribbles. Goes right side, kicks out to Miller. Miller launches a 3, no good. Rebound comes down, knocked around, and finally Sydney Lamberson will come down with it. Sydney will try to drive the lane, put up a shot, hits the deck, no foul, and that's going to be out of bounds towards Stryker.
Wow, that was an unusual.
Sydney apparently just fell down without any contact.
Kind of went between a couple of people, and I really kind of was up in the air. Don't know whether somebody got her or not, but no call. And she did hit the floor pretty hard.
Stryker looks to inbound. Bears putting pressure in the backcourt, a full court man-to-man. Dorman with the basketball, bring it up as we go under 3 minutes to play here. 3-point ball game. Dorman drives the lane, kicks it out the last second to Stewart. Stewart tried with the basket. Nope, she's going to get a foul. Nope. Going to be a travel.
Yeah, I think that was a good call.
I didn't see the signal, but they're pointing the way of Bryan.
Real delayed to call. But I do think she took an extra step.
Allie Miner with the basketball. They'll quickly feed it up. Easy layup and missed by McKenna Grube. Floor is Dorman, I think, hits the deck with Miller. And let's see what foul they call. It's going to be Dorman. Wow.
That's 4 on Dorman now.
Yeah. That could have gone either way, Jim.
Yeah, that was a tough call.
That's 10 fouls, so Kelly Miller will get 2 at the line. First one by Kelly is good. Extends that lead to 4 for the Bears. 2:49 to play, 56-52. That's good as well. Haley Krupp will check back in for the Bears. Stryker going to inbound. Looking for some help. They toss a home run ball. Allie Miner intercepts the pass just like a defensive back. And the Bears will have it again.
Only problem tonight for Stryker, I've got him down now for 12 turnovers on the night compared to 8 for Bryan. That'll make that 9 for Bryan. Extra turnovers really could be the difference right here, this 5-point spread. Yep.
Bears just moving it around. Cross court over to Kennedy Lamberson. Kennedy will drive, put up a shot with the right hand, no good. Rebound comes down to Stryker. Stryker comes down quickly. This is Stewart bringing the basketball. Work it against Lamberson. She'll hand off to Dorman. Dorman will get a wide open look at the basket and miss the shot. Gets her own rebound, and that time she got fouled and will head to the line. I think that was Kennedy Lamberson that got her on the rebound. It was. So Kennedy now has 3 fouls. That puts Dorman at the line. The problem is this allows Stryker to put points on the board without the clock running.
Yeah, and they needed a little bit of a breather too, I think.
She missed that one.
That was the first real ugly free throw that I've seen tonight out of a young lady in a blue shirt.
Yes, you're right.
I don't know whether she rushed that or what, but it just really was a flat, low free throw.
That one was good. Bears looking to inbound. Minor has it now. She'll work up against Grimm. Approaching the 2-minute mark here, fourth quarter. Bears lead is 4. 57-53. Oh, they go to hand off to Minor, and she loses the basketball. And this is going to be an easy one for Grimm. Misses the shot, though. Rebound comes down to Kennedy Lamberson, and then it's knocked away and out of bounds towards Bryan. And Courtney Stewart just hit the deck.
I'll tell you what, you got to give Kelly Miller a lot of credit on that defense, because you're right. It looked like Grimm was going to have an easy layup. Miller reacted really well and got back and contested that one. And it came up a little bit short. Just a little bit short.
Bears find Grube to inbound the ball to. 1:41 to play. 4-point ball game. Allie Minor with the basketball over to Miller. Miller works it over to Grube. Now back out to Lamberson. And now we're going to get a foul, and that's going to be Dorman's 5th foul. Uh-oh. Wow. That's not how I'd choose to foul. Haley Dorman will check out of the game with 5. So that's Dorman and Haynes that are out. Maddie Myers will check back in. I know you got a foul at this point, but that's not the one I'd foul with.
Yeah, you kind of have to wonder maybe whether she had lost track of how many fouls she had at that point in time. Because, yeah, you don't want her sitting on the bench with her 5th right now with 1 minute and 24 seconds left to go. But that's where she's at.
Misses it.
That is where she's at for the rest of the night.
Second one is good. Gonna get a foul on Bailey Krupp. So it's a 5-point ball game, 1:23 to play. Main stop scoreboard shows 58-53. Thanks so much for joining us on BMU and Q96.5. This has been a great basketball game to call. First one for Grime is good. Kelly Miller checks into the game, as will Kayla Arnold. Second one is good as well. And Coach Brown would like to have a discussion about this one. So it'll be a coach's full timeout. We're going to take it with them, 58-55. Bears lead after this.
Hey there, I'm Dieter Held with Daryl Shirkey Ford Lincoln in Montpelier, Ohio. Here to tell you a little bit about the 2018 Ford Escape lease specials that we have going on this month. This 2018 White Gold Escape SE comes equipped with 4-wheel drive, Bluetooth, heated seats, and a reverse backup camera. Best of all, this 2018 Escape lease special comes in as low as $249 a month here at Williams County's #1 volume leader, Daryl Shirkey Ford Lincoln.
They say there is strength in numbers. In Bryan, we have always taken pride in supporting our Golden Bear student athletes in all of their sporting endeavors. The Bryan Athletic Boosters now have a chance for you to get into the game. If you're Bryan proud, it's time to become Bryan strong. Whether you were a BHS athlete, are raising a BHS athlete, or just love supporting our Bryan High School athletes.
All right, back out at Bryan. Stay tuned. The last 1:23 here as the Bears lead 58-55 in the championship game of the Holiday Classic. Bears will inbound under the Stryker basket. They give to Allie Miner. Miner passes over to Sydney Lamberson. Lamberson will cross the timeline. They were looking, trying to foul, and they were not able to foul. And then it's just stolen away by Grimm, who puts it up and in. Wow, that wasn't a good situation right there for the Bears. They went from having 2 foul shots, if they made that foul, to an uncontested 2-point basket. Lamberson will come over the timeline. Now Stewart will pick up a foul. That'll be 5 on Stewart.
Now we have attrition happening right now.
Yep.
Can Coach Brown pick the right kid to come off the bench right now to keep this going?
Brianna Dorio.
Not much choice when that's your third person fouling out of the ball game. You only have 9 dressed.
Yep.
Makes it a little tough. Free throw's big right now, though, for the Bears.
Yep. Sydney Lamberson will. The first one up. It's up and good. 2-point ball game, 59-57. $60-57. Under a minute to play. I don't know, if I'm Bryan, I might consider fouling.
Yeah, I think you're going to play a little defense right now and hope you don't have
stolen
to.
away. Knocked out of bounds, and that will stay with Stryker.
As Sydney Lamberson stepped in front of that pass, you really would like to have had that turnover right there and avoid any kind of fouls at this point, because these guys don't miss when they go to the free throw line. And you know where the ball is going, right there to Grimm.
Grimm with the basketball. She will be fouled on the floor. Doesn't matter, though. It's 2-point shot either way. Foul's going to be on Krupp. That'll be 3 on her. First one is up and good. This is Golden Bear and Stryker basketball on BMU Channel 3 and Q96.5 WQCT Bryan.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah,
that's why
easy for me to say. That's right. Second one also up and good. 1-point ball game, 60-59. And we're going to foul on Grimm.
Well, you put it in your hands of your star right now, you know.
That's 2 on Grimm.
Although basically, Allie Miner's been kind of quiet here in the fourth quarter, only 2 points, 13 total now.
If you're a Buckeyes fan, you're happy you're up 7-0 with 6:33 remaining first quarter.
Well, there you go. As soon as this was over, I'm getting home and watching a little basketball, not that I'm a Buckeye fan.
First one is up and good for Miner.
A little football, I mean. Like to keep that 3-point cushion if at all possible here.
Up and no good. Rebound comes down to Stryker. They'll quickly clear with Myers. And then we're going to foul on Sydney Lamberson. Sydney went in for the reach to poke the ball out and apparently got body.
Here's where it gets a little sweaty palm
yes,
time
it does.
right now. 34 seconds.
Line. This has been a great basketball game.
It has been. Very good. Classic final.
First one rattles off the rim, back of the rim, brick.
Again, Maddie Meyer misses that opener. You want to get 1 out of 2 at least, because that flips the script just a little bit. You go down, play some defense, 1 bucket wins it for you.
Second one rattles home.
She got that one.
61-60, 34 seconds to play. And Kennedy Lamberson will call a timeout.
Smart idea by Lamberson.
Yep.
No place to throw that ball in.
There's no place to go. Now let's see if it's a full or a 30.
Up on the scoreboard right now, they have them down for 2, so I'm thinking that'll bring them to 1. There you go.
1 timeout apiece. Both teams in the double bonus, which means every foul, we're going to be shooting 2. Don't forget, after the game, we've got the all-tournament team. We've already submitted our votes.
Yes, we have.
So we'll see. We'll see how well it is if we match up.
Oh, you mean there's other people voting?
Yeah, it's not just us. We don't just get to pick it.
I just figured they asked you and me, and they said, okay, that's good enough.
That's it. That's the team.
Go from there.
So it's been fun doing these games with the Jim.
Yeah, it has been, Chris. I'm glad we're back and doing some ball games on the basketball circuit here this year. Going to see each other maybe again in 2018. You never can tell.
All right. Well, Bears have to inbound underneath the Stryker basket. They can run the floor, I believe. The foul shot was made. So they can run the floor.
Wow, 61-60, good ball game.
34 seconds to play. Bears inbound. Ali Minor with the basketball.
They choose not to foul her.
There's now we get a foul. That'll put Kayla Arnold to the line. It's going to be on McKenna Luce. That'll be her third.
So now the pressure goes on to Kayla Arnold, the junior.
Yep. First one, no good.
And again, for Arnold tonight, she only has 1 point. She's 1 for 2 from the free throw line. And again, this one a big one.
Yep.
Need to make this a 2-point game with only 26 seconds left to play.
That one is up and good, nice. So it is a 2-point game.
Nice job by Kayla Arnold to get 1 out of 2. I don't think anybody can understand the pressure these young guys have. Yep. When they're on that free throw line with 26 ticks left, and you got to knock one down.
All right, so Stryker inbounds. Grimm will bring it up quickly. She's going to take it herself. Easy layup, misses the shot. Rebound comes down. Up, and Stuckey misses the shot, but we'll head to the line. So 18.1 seconds to play. Stuckey now at the line. That's 4 on Kennedy Lamberson.
Stuckey's hit 2 for 2 tonight from the free throw line, if you're wondering.
First one, no good.
Oh, but they're a little more difficult right here at this time of the night. Ball seems a little heavier and the air seems a little lighter. All that kind of good stuff.
Second one, good. Stryker fans wanted a 5-second call, but that was the fastest. This guy has the fastest 5-second call I've ever seen. Bears got the timeout. That's the last timeout. So it'll be a 60-second timeout. Let's kick it with him quick. We'll be back after this.
Hey there, I'm Dieter Held with Daryl Shirkey Ford Lincoln in Montpelier, Ohio. Here to tell you a little bit about the 2018 Ford Escape lease specials that we have going on this month. This 2018 White Gold Escape SE comes equipped with 4-wheel drive, Bluetooth, heated seats, and a reverse backup camera. Best of all, this 2018 Escape lease special comes in as low as $249 a month here at Williams County's #1 volume leader, Daryl Shirkey Ford Lincoln.
All right, 62-61, let's set it up. There's under 30 seconds to play. Bears have the lead. They will have the basketball, but they have to inbound under Stryker's basket and go coast to coast. And
that's not been easy for them to do.
No, it hasn't. It's not been easy to inbound.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. The inbounds has been the tough part. Getting coast to coast hadn't been hard for them. It's getting the ball in.
18 seconds to play.
Tried to get to Minor, but Minor was covered.
Lamberson gets fouled, so she'll head to the line. That's Sydney Lamberson. Foul is going to be on Maddie Myers. That's 4 on her. Team fouls don't matter at this point. We're shooting 2 either way.
Sydney Lamberson, I've got her down at 4 for 5. All of them here in the fourth quarter. 2 of them right here would really make it nice for the Bears.
First one is good.
Atta girl. either way, this has been a good one, and you really hate to see either team lose this one tonight because they have battled all the way to this end.
Second one is up and good, so it's a 3-point ball game, 16.9 seconds.
Ice water in Sydney Lamberson's veins.
They'll bring it down quickly. Grimm, and Grimm will fall down. They're going to get a blocking foul, and that's...
Well, all the fouls
I don't know about that.
All the fouls that Bryan maybe has been accused of getting away with tonight. A little bit of a bump there as they're coming down the floor. And Grimm goes down.
So Grimm will go to the line. First one is good.
And I'll tell you, they've called that foul against everybody tonight, so you're going to take that.
15 points for Grimm. She was quiet early on, but
started to find her way, didn't she, huh?
Yep. That's a miss, and we're getting a foul on the back. And that was intentional miss there, I think, by Grimm, Jim. I think she missed that off the front of the rim, hoping somebody could put it back.
Well, they needed that with just 10 seconds left. I mean, you got to make something change. You got to flip something here right now. But unfortunately, if you're a Stryker fan, that miss and the rebound and the subsequent foul, and you put the young lady on the other end of the floor that's not missed one for the Bryan Golden Bears.
Missed that one, though.
Stir, didn't I, huh? Very first miss of the night for Kennedy Lamberson. Keeps this a ball game. She hits both of those. It's a 4-point game with 10 seconds.
Second one up and good.
So Kennedy hits all but one of them here tonight.
I tell you what, I don't know why you don't foul her. Oh, they're doing a good job on the perimeter. Shot is missed. Rebound comes down. Stryker will have another opportunity. Nope, jump ball. It's game over. And the Bryan Lady Bears will win the Holiday Classic by a 3-point margin, 65-62. 65-62 your score. And we're going to keep it right here as you get to see the teams shaking hands and have our presentation of the all-tournament team. What a game to call. What a game for both Bryan and Stryker. This is what championship basketball is all about, man.
Well, McKenna Lou brought the ball up, had a good shot, had a good look at it, left it a little bit short, and then the ball fell on the ground, and it was kind of a scrum right there at the free throw line. And at that point in time, ball game was over, and the Golden Bears have won this thing tonight. What a ball game. What a ball game. I agree.
All right, we got the all-tournament team announcement. Brianna Townley is your pick for Paulding.
There you go.
Kendra Schrader for Fairview. We don't have our mic down there, unfortunately. Haley Dorman picks up your all-tournament winner for Stryker.
Dorman with 22 tonight in the championship game, even though she fouled out.
Allie Miner and Kennedy Lamberson. Good job, ladies. Those are our picks. We went 4 for 5, Jim.
Well, we're pretty good. That's all I'm going to say. We're pretty good at this thing.
All right, and our championship trophy is going to the Bryan Lady Bears, and the runner-up trophy will go to Stryker.
Bryan Athletic Department, along with our sponsors, Image Pro Group, would like to congratulate Bryan Lady Bears coming to 2017 Lady Bear Holiday Classic champion.
All right, so Lady Bears the champions. And the runners-up will be from Stryker. We'll take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll hopefully talk to Coach Grosjean and have some stats after this on BMU and the Q.
It's been said a million times, there's nothing in the world more important than family. We understand that at Oberlin Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory. Our entire staff is like family to us. They are some of the most caring, thoughtful, and dedicated people in our industry. In fact, our newest members are part of my family. When the time comes for your family to say goodbye, remember our family, Oberlin Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory in Bryan, Sherwood, West Unity, and Hamilton.
Tonight's broadcast of Golden Bear Sports is proudly streamed by BMU Cable and high-speed internet. BMU is your hometown local provider for digital HD cable and high-speed internet. Call BMU today at 419-633-6100 or visit us on the web at cityofbryan.net. Go Bears from all of us at BMU.
The holiday season is very special this year at Bryan Ford Lincoln. We're back in our new space and it feels really good, and I'd love for you to come out and walk through it with us. There are some tremendous deals going on now for model year clearance. The 2017s are reduced. 2018s already have tremendous rebates, and we have a great selection of pre-owned vehicles that aren't just about Fords and Lincolns. But most of all, I want to say best wishes for the Christmas season and all good happiness in 2018.
This is my story.
I'm a mother of 3, a wife, and a CAD operator. I earned my degree in mechanical engineering.
Why don't you come back, and that way we can get a
career doing exactly what I studied. I learned more, now I earn more.
The championship team here as the Lady Bears taking their pictures down under the basket. There we go, the whole team and coaches. Number 1 as they beat Stryker 65-62 here in the final of the Holiday Classic. What a game, and Jim's getting some stats calculated up. We got some stats, Jim?
Close here.
Okay, he's still working on that.
We're going to a couple more additions here, Matt. 10.
Hopefully we're going to see Coach Grosjean momentarily here. And boy, what a championship win. It was a great game. First game went Fairview's way, 58-49. So Fairview finishes up third. And here in the final of the championship game, it's the Bears 65-62. Bears led by as many as 6. I don't know, did Stryker ever lead in this game, Jim? I don't think they did. They may have gotten it tied, but I don't think they ever took a lead.
So I think about that one. I think maybe they did at one point. They went ahead, but it was a very short-lived lead. That's for darn sure.
So I want to thank our sponsors. On the radio side, Newcomer, Schaefer, Sprengler, and Breininger, AmeriMade Realty, American Family Insurance, Starks Heating and Cooling, Fuel Supply, Fair Auto Repair, the Stryker Athletic Boosters, Willis Electric, the Stryker Youth Store, and Lamberson Packaging Solutions. On the cable side, on BMU Channel 3, our sponsors include Bryan Ford, Northwest State Community College, Krill Funeral Home and Crematory, the Bryan Athletic Boosters, Darrow Shirkey Ford, Oberlin Turnbull Funeral Home, and BMU Cable and High Speed Internet. You can get a DVD of this or any of our games by going to give us a call at 419-633-6137 or visit us online at cityofbryan.net for more information there. So Jim's furiously calculating it up and got the abacus out, fingers and toes, and we're about ready to get this one wrapped up here from Bryan. Hoping to see Coach Grosjean come on out here and give us an update and see how things are at. Going to give you, let's see if we have any score updates. Still 7-0 Ohio State over USC at 2:25 remaining in the first quarter of play. And Jim's wrapping it up as we speak.
Man, I'll tell you what, it was a free throw shooting barrage here tonight is the key, man. But it's behind this whole thing, and that's for the part that I'm adding up right now, Chris, for you.
Boy, Stryker didn't miss. Neither team missed very many free throws, and
well, they missed them late down the stretch here. If you just take a look at the fourth quarter, Stryker 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 free throws in that fourth quarter. They missed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. So uncharacteristically, they went 8 for 13. In that fourth quarter. Let me give you some stats for it here real quick. Stryker led tonight again by Haley Dorman, 20 points, and she fouled out with about 3.5 minutes to go in this ball game, and that might have been a big difference here if she could have stayed on the floor. Emma Grimm with 15. She had a really slow first half, but ends up with 15. Haynes with 7, Stewart with 5, 11 for Anna Stuckey, 9 for McKenna Lou. She missed a shot there at the end that could have made things very interesting, and 3 for Maddie Myers tonight. I've got these guys down really only missing. They missed those 5 in the fourth quarter. When you go back through that, up until that point in time, they went 2 for 2 in the third quarter. They went 9 for 11 in the second quarter and 2 for 2 in the first quarter. So really, they only ended up missing 7 free throws tonight and on the evening, and those 7 basically kind of came up back to bite them at that point in time. For the Bryan Golden Bears tonight, they were paced by Kennedy Lamberson's 22, and I'll tell you what, Kennedy had just a great game. Only missed one free throw. That one at the very end, and then she got the second one to make it a 3-point cushion. 14 for Allie Miner tonight, 2 for Lexi Deach, or 2 for Kayla Arnold, I'm sure. Sorry, 2 for Kendi Seamer, 11 for Kelly Miller, and 10 for Sydney Lamberson tonight, 2 also for McKenna Groob. So the Bears tonight win in a tight one, 65-62 for the championship here of the holiday tournament. And they finally get that tournament trophy to stay here in Bryan rather than sending that bad boy back. In fact, good night tonight by Kennedy Lamberson. She really put this team on her back. The senior finishes tonight with 22 points, and she's the difference really in the ball game tonight, as well as I've seen her play in the years that she's been here in Bryan.
Absolutely. We're going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, hopefully we'll have Coach. If not, we'll wrap things up and head it home here on BMU and Q96.5. Back out at Bryan High School in a championship match as the Golden Bears become victorious in the Holiday Classic. Coach Todd Grosjean catching his breath coming up here, and what a win, Todd.
It's been a while since we've been too gracious of hosts. Finally got it done here in our own tournament, holiday tournament, and that's a really good Stryker team. Steve Brown does a great job every year. In my opinion, he's one of the best coaches in the area because every year they battle you.
Yep, they do.
And we thought our depth would be an advantage, and he still had some kids that came in off the bench and contributed, and that was a dogfight.
It really was, and we knew it was going to be a good game. Last year's game should have probably been the championship game, but this year we had a stellar performance from all the girls, but particularly Kennedy Lamberson.
Yeah, I thought Kennedy really stepped up tonight. We really liked the matchup we had because we knew Dorman was probably going to guard McKenna, and then we could use Kennedy on number 20, and we thought we could isolate her a little bit, and Kennedy being a little bit quicker, we could get her the ball inside. But she did a great job. Looking to score, got to the free throw line again. Our free throw shooting down the stretch was obviously huge. It kept us in front, and I thought Sid Lamberson knocked down some big ones that we really needed at crunch time.
Yeah, absolutely. I like the matchup early on between Emma Grimm and Bailey Krupp. Bailey did an awesome job with her because Emma lit things up the other night.
Well, you saw what happens when she gets her feet set, and Paulding. It was at Paulding that played. Paulding played zone, so she got a lot of clean looks, and we said, you know what, we're going to make her move her feet and shoot it off the move. And I thought Bailey did a really nice job on her, and I thought McKenna Groob did a nice job making Haley Dorman work for all her points as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you definitely made it work for a living tonight. And then I was surprised though, when they all started fouling out. He just seemed to find another person that came in and just kept playing. They didn't slow down.
And credit the Grimm girl, because she wanted the ball in her hands, and she came down here hard and got into our bodies and got to the free throw line and kept making free throws. But I'm really proud of our kids. We needed this. We talked about, it's been 4 or 5 years since we've won this thing. We obviously didn't get off to the start we wanted to, dropping that first game here at Holgate in overtime. But this will put a smile on our kids' faces going into the new year, and it's not going to get any easier from here on out.
As you open up league play after the first of the year, right?
Absolutely, and we go to Liberty. We just talked about that. That's going to be an absolute dogfight. Liberty Center is one of they didn't graduate a lot either. They're very deep, very physical. So we're going to have to, prepare for that next week.
All right, well, go enjoy this one, Coach. Congratulations.
Thanks, Chris. Appreciate it.
All right, Coach Todd Grosjean, the winner of the Holiday Classic tonight. So final time, I want to thank all of our crew, Jonathan and Will, Shar, and Sam on camera, Eric and KB pushing buttons back in the studio control, and our engineer is BB over at WBNL.
Yeah, BB Murray's doing everything at the Q tonight.
So thank him as well. Thank you for watching and listening. One final time from Bryan. It was the Bryan Golden Bears 65, the Stryker Panthers 62. For Jim Funderburg, I'm Chris Malega. Thanks for joining us. Have a good night, everybody.